He got him. He struck out the side. Deep to left field. You've got to be kidding me. New York, New York on a Saturday afternoon. The Astros are in town for 6 games, 4 against the Yankees, 2 against the Mets with an off day on Monday. So far, it's been great baseball here inside Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. The Yankees with a 4-run rally in the bottom half of the 9th inning to win Thursday night's game. Astros bouncing back for a 3-1 win last night. Another big crowd gathering on this Saturday. Welcome to another afternoon of Houston Astros baseball. Todd Callis and Jeff Blum. Blummer, it's been a great atmosphere and great baseball so far.
It has been a lot of fun. We haven't been here in about 2 years, but it's nice to get up here, have these two teams playing well, and have this atmosphere is great.
And for the Astros, after a really difficult loss Thursday, giving up a 3-run lead in the 9th, they turned to Justin Verlander, and he answered in a big way.
Yeah, that was a tough pill to swallow that first night, but last night we saw Justin Verlander go out there and take the bull by the horns. They had high expectations for him to get deep in that ball game, and it was a little iffy early on, but he eventually settled in, found that rhythm, had that fastball working extremely well, and obviously he's always going to be able to use that defense behind him. He is not that swing and miss guy last night with only 3 strikeouts, but the defense picked him up, and I give him credit for battling through those 102 pitches to get deep in that game.
He was the future Hall of Famer looking at the best on a huge stage, and they turned it over to Phil Maton in the 8th inning, and he worked out of a jam.
Yeah, not our normal cast of characters. You see Phil the Thrill going out there with some of his fastball, slider, curveball mix, but he has some tough guys to get through. Giancarlo Stanton tears the cover off the baseball against the Astros. He was able to go out there and get that swing and miss from him, and then it was Josh Donaldson setting him up with the breaking ball early, but that slider showing very effective as he eventually gets that check swing on Donaldson to finish off that inning, and then the emotions just unloaded.
For the Astros, one big swing is all it took in a 3-1 win. It was our Demontron auto drive of the game.
Kyle Tucker, they pitched around Yordan Alvarez and put him on base, and they paid the price. King Tuck went out there and launched one into the judges' chambers. That was a fastball from Severino that missed its spot by about 16, 17 inches, and Kyle Tucker is the guy that benefited from that. They have been a nice 1-2 combination with Tucker picking up what Yordan left out there.
So today it will be Garrett Cole, the former Astro, who will be on the mound for the Yankees. He'll be opposed by Christian Javier. It is the Astros and Yankees game 3 of this 4-game series. If it lives up to what the first 2 were like, you're in store for a lot of fun on a Saturday afternoon in New York. We'll have the first pitch and starting lineups right around the corner.
And by Whataburger. Try the new spicy honey butter chicken biscuit, only at Whataburger. We are back at the Bronx. It's going to be a warm first pitch between the Astros and Yankees. It's game 3 of 4. It's also game 5 of a 9-game stretch where the Astros play nothing but New York teams. It was a stretch that they scheduled on the schedule that they wanted to circle, knowing that these games didn't mean any more than any other games, but they knew they would be tested and be challenged throughout this stretch, and they have risen to that challenge so far. As I said, 4 games they've already played against these New York teams, which are 2 of the best in baseball, and they swept the Mets at home in those 2-game series. One last night with JV pitching excellent, and then they were so close to taking Thursday night's game. We've seen good pitching. We've also seen some really big swings by this club in these 4 games so far already. It's our Get Out and Play presented by Toyota. As we take a look at some of them, Yordan Alvarez has been on fire, and that has resonated. That's carried over into this series, but look at how many home runs they've hit in the 4 games. 9 home runs. We saw 2 3-run home runs in Thursday night's game. We had the 3-run home run by Kyle Tucker last night, but 17 of the 22 runs via the home run for these Houston Astros. Good to see the offense going. We know the pitching's been there as well, and they're facing a guy that can be pretty tough, especially when it comes to the long ball. Did give up those 5 to the Minnesota Twins a couple of starts ago, but only 6 total in the other 13 starts he's made this season, TK.
All right, Julia, thank you. The Astros on a Saturday afternoon getting ready for baseball. Here's how they will line things up, presented by Texas Children's Hospital. Jose Altuve will lead things off, followed by the DH Michael Brantley. Alex Bregman will hit third. Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker, that deadly combination in the middle of the lineup. Then it's Aledmys Diaz at shortstop. J.J. Matajevic gets the start today against Garrett Cole. Jake Myers in center field for the second time. He'll bat eighth, and Martin Maldonado behind the plate today for Christian Javier.
Ex-Astro Garrett Cole's on the mound for the New York Yankees. Recreated his career as a Houston Astro, earned himself a massive contract coming up here to the Bronx. In 14 starts this season, has a 3.14 ERA. High strikeout numbers in those 14 starts, 103 Ks for Garrett Cole on the season.
Jose Altuve will dig in. Astros and the Yankees have played two great games so far in this series. Yankees escaping with a walk-off on Thursday night with a 4-run inning, and the Astros with a 3-1 win yesterday. Yankees threatened with 2 runners on in the 8th and 9th, but the Astros were able to close the door with Rafael Montero. It is a beautiful Saturday as Jose Altuve digs in against his former teammate, and we're underway with a fastball at 98 miles an hour, down and away for ball 1. 88 degrees, mostly sunshine today. You saw the blue skies here above Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Glad you could join us for game 3 of this 4-game set against the Yankees. Altuve takes another one off the plate. It's 2-0. Cole gets Altuve to chase the slider on that 2-0 pitch.
Got him guessing 98.
Garrett made a couple of starts against the Astros last year. This will be his 4th career start against Houston. 99 is off the plate. Home plate umpire today, Alex Tosi. And it's 3-1 to Jose Altuve. And down and away, ball 4. Garrett Cole walks the first batter of the day, Jose Altuve, on base to start this one.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud is going to give us a refresher on what Garrett Cole has. Obviously, the fastball is in the upper 90s. He also has a power slider down and away to right-handed hitters. He will mix in that occasional cutter, a new pitch for him. The knuckle curve and changeup have been used less, but you can see the average against that four-seamer, even at the high velocity, is up over 200, and against left-handed hitters, that fastball has actually been dominant, a sub 100 on that before he gets to that changeup. Watch the occasional cutter trying to tie up left-handed hitters on the inside.
Cutter's new.
Yeah, a little wrinkle for him. Sometimes you worry a little bit if a guy creates a new pitch, it might take him off his fastball, but we know that Garrett Cole is a workhorse. He's also a guy that gets in there and really focuses on some of the analytics, so it'll be curious to see how he uses it and how it affects his fastball the longer he uses it.
Not many righties have had as much success against Michael Brantley as Garrett Cole. Brantley just 2 for 15 against his former teammate, and he takes a fastball at the knees for a strike. Cole, as Blummer mentioned, has been very tough on lefties. He's been very good in 4 of his last 5 starts. Last start, he had a no-hitter going until the 8th inning. Left the game after that first hit, and with a runner on first and 1 out, he left the game with a 1-hit shutout, and that run would come around to score. But Cole's allowed 1 or 0 runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. His only bad one was really bad in Minnesota. 2 1/3 innings of 7-run baseball. Manley misses the 1-1 fastball and is down to the count 1-2.
This one maybe just off that outside corner under MD Anderson strike zone. Brantley might have the idea of trying to go up the middle the other way with the fastball from Garrett Cole.
Altuve on the go, and Brantley fouls one away. So the Astros trying to get aggressive against Garrett Cole early on. Maybe not a bad idea for a guy that doesn't give up much to the offense.
Yeah, try and create some holes out there, get the infield to move a little bit. You've got a low strikeout guy at the plate.
Altuve on the year, 3 for 4 in steals. Most of those came early in the season. This time he stays put, and Brantley goes down on strikes. Oh, Cole picks up his first strikeout, getting the difficult to strike out Michael Brantley for the first out. We'll bring up Alex Bregman.
See that fastball coming out of the right hand of Garrett Cole on our Matches from Supermo. He's got great spin. He's got that late life on that fastball. And even for guys like Brantley, there's just some guys out there that have your number.
Bregman takes a look at 98 for a called strike. Altuve not far off the bag, but Cole checks him. It's our first chance to see Garrett Cole live on an AT&T broadcast since he left the Houston Astros. He was on a national broadcast at Minute Maid Park last year. And we did not see Cole in his game against the Astros when Yordan hit 2 home runs live. We were back in the studio, so now watching number 45 punch fastballs past hitters, you kind of reflect back to 2019 when he set an Astros record with those 326 strikeouts.
Yeah, he did great things for the Houston Astros. It's our first time seeing him beardless in person.
Garrett, one of the all-time most fun guys to call games for, because he just challenges hitters. This time he goes after Bregman on an 0-2 slider, and Alex pops it up. Aaron Judge takes charge in center field and puts it away for out number 2. The Shiner Box spotlight falls on Yordan Alvarez. The big man on the big stage gets it done. In New York City, some people come to the bright lights and big stage and don't perform, but Yordan loves it. 9 career games, 6 home runs, including 2 against today's starter Garrett Cole in 1 game, a dozen RBIs, and a 1334 OPS. He's hitting .395. Cole early on in his career was able to get Yordan Alvarez, getting him 4 times on strikeouts in the first 5 at bats. But the last 2 at bats for Yordan, home run, home run. And Yordan goes after the first pitch. He threw him a changeup to start, and he fouls it away. 92-mile-an-hour changeup.
Took a great swing at it, too.
Almost like he thought that's what was coming.
I tell you what, during this stretch, we always talk about pitchers setting up hitters to get to a pitch. But hitters can do the same thing to pitchers. And I really feel like there's been moments, a lot of moments during this month of June, where he has set up pitchers and gone out there anticipating a pitch, working a count, getting the pitch he wants, and hammering it. And I just go back to a couple of changeups previously, back at home, where he took a couple of changeups out to right field. They were good pitches. They were down in the zone, but he was looking for them and was able to go get them. And then there was that fastball up and in that he took into the second deck at Minute Maid Park. And I just kind of had that feeling that he was anticipating what the pitcher was coming at him with.
There's that new pitch you talked about. The cutter is new in the repertoire for Garrett Cole this year. He throws it to Yordan Alvarez just off the plate.
And it's going to take a little while for the Astro hitters to recognize that pitch and see if he can keep that on the plate before they decide to go after and try and attack it.
part of his success this year against lefties has been because of that cutter?
I think it's a little bit of the cutter, just because it's, you know, if you start sitting that fastball changeup, you can sit on that middle to away part of the plate. That's where Garrett Cole's lived with his fastball and changeup against left-handed hitters. But now you get that little bit of cut. You start to get them off the plate a little bit and realize that they've got to protect that inside corner. It opens up space on that plate to go to work. But he's also got that great fastball that can elevate and really ride through the zone, which has been very tough. And I think he might be a little more deceptive to left-handed hitters. Hundo.
That's where it all started, by the way.
Yep, he was the one that definitely started the Hundo call. And it was in a lot of two-strike situations where he just tried to reach back, get a little bit extra, and just force that baseball past hitters.
Alvarez, who has been as hot as anybody in the major leagues, facing Garrett Cole, who's been pitching very well in the month of June for 3 or 4 starts. And Yordan stays alive. He fouled off 100, and then he fouls off 83.
That is a pitch. When you're going through the scouting report on Garrett Cole, throws the curveball 10% of the time to left-handed hitters. You just kind of like scrap that, put it off the side. It's a pretty good job of spoiling a pitch that he doesn't normally throw.
Garrett has shown Yordan every pitch in his arsenal so far. And he swings and misses at a pitch off the plate. And that will do it for the Astros in the first inning. 2 strikeouts for Cole, getting Yordan for the second strikeout of the inning.
Javier is on the bump for your Houston Astros. The right-hander this season has pitched in 13 games. 9 of them have been starts. In his career, has a 3.55 ERA as a starter. This season, between the bullpen and the starting rotation, has a 3.07 ERA. The 208 opponent batting average is very good.
Taking a look at the Yankees lineup sent out by Aaron Boone. He's got some big men at the top of the lineup. Aaron Judge leading off in center field. Anthony Rizzo batting second at first base. And you've got Josh Donaldson at third. Giancarlo Stanton, the DH. Gleyber Torres, Aaron Hicks, Jose Trevino, Marwin Gonzalez, and Joey Gallo round out your Yankees lineup facing Christian Javier. First pitch swinging is Judge, sending one into right field. Tucker coming in, still coming in, makes the play. And Judge is retired on the first pitch, 1 away here in the first. Let's check out the Astros starting defense presented by Xfinity. You saw Kyle Tucker make that first play in right. He's got Jake Myers in center for the second straight game. Yordan Alvarez back in left field today. Alex Bregman and Aledmus Diaz will be the left side of your infield. Normally Aledmus moving over in the shift right now. Jose Altuve. JJ Matijevic gets a start at first base, giving Yuli Gurriel a day off. And Martin Maldonado behind the plate today for Christian Javier. First pitch swinging is Anthony Rizzo. The Yankees coming out aggressive against the guy that does not throw a lot of first pitch strikes. Rizzo has taken a lot of pitches in this series, but he goes after the first one as well.
I was a little surprised to see that, to be honest with you, especially after Aaron Judge swung at the first pitch to make that out.
Now he takes one off the plate for a ball, 1-1. This one into center field. Jake Myers has it lined up. He'll move to his right and put it away. And Rizzo retired for the second out. You'll see a lot of fly ball outs today when Christian Javier is pitching.
You will. We're going to check out our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, showing you the pitch arsenal against right-handed hitters. It will be that fastball, and more often than not, it will be elevated to TK's point. He gives up an extreme amount of fly ball and pop outs to get those outs. He also has a slider. Rarely uses that knuckle curve or changeup against the right-handed hitters. Against left-handed hitters, four-seam slider. That changeup comes into the mix. We saw him throw one to Rizzo in that last at bat, but he really lives and dies by that four-seam fastball.
Josh Donaldson takes a slider off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Javier has never made a start against the New York Yankees. Martin thought that might have been called a strike. Instead, it's 2-0. He came out of the bullpen last year, threw 3 scoreless innings against the Yankees on July 10th. That was at Minute Maid Park, his only appearance against this lineup. There's a strike. It's 2-1. Astros with the win last night not only killed a 15-game winning streak for the Yankees, one of their longest in franchise history, 15 straight at home, that is, but it also pushed the Astros at 10.5 games in front of the Texas Rangers in the American League West. The Astros continue to increase their lead. It's the biggest of the season at 10.5 games. Rangers 3 games under, the Angels 11.5 back, and the Mariners a full 12 games back. Despite winning yesterday, the Mariners winning against the Angels. Well, the Astros comfortably in front here in late June. A lot of baseball to go, but they're 70 games in with 92 to go with a 10.5 game lead.
Now, that's a pretty healthy lead in the West. Rangers overperforming, the Mariners and Angels underperforming.
Yankees lead their division by 11.5 over Toronto. 3-2 pitch is fouled off.
Good pitch in a 3-2 count, even though he's probably sitting fastball. He was probably sitting on the outside third. Javier able to tie him up.
Try to hold up. 3-2 pitch. He does. Maldi started walking to the dugout. He wanted that to be a swing call, but no swing, says Mike McClinsky. So Donaldson draws a 2-out walk.
Thought he might have gotten him right there. Instead, it turns into a walk. You can be the umpire at home. Pitch beat him, and then the barrel gets well out in front of home plate.
Wow.
Back-to-back nights we've seen something like that.
Astros dugout not happy at all. It's Mike McClinsky hearing it from the dugout. I think one of the people that has been giving it to McClinsky a little bit was Justin Verlander, who got a couple of those check swing calls go against him last night.
You're right. Extends the at bat, extends the inning. Puts more pitches on the pitch count. You make your pitch, you want to be rewarded for it.
Well, Giancarlo Stanton down in the count 0-2. There's JV. What a performance by him last night. 7 innings of 1-run baseball. Coming off that tough loss Thursday night. That's the guy you wanted on the mound, and he delivered.
Yeah, it was impressive. A little bit of a wonky start, but he finished extremely strong.
Aaron Judge had some very kind words to say about Verlander after the game. He said that's what happens when you face a first ballot Hall of Famer. He said Verlander just brings it every night. And he brought it to a team that scored more runs than anybody else in the major leagues and held them down to 1 run over 7 innings. So the challenge today for Javier, which is normally his challenge, is he's got a team that will be selective at the plate despite the fact that they swung at the first 2 pitches of the game. So he would like to go at least 5 or 6 innings today to help out a bullpen that's still recovering from a lot of use the first couple of days into the series. Christian Javier strikes out Giancarlo Stanton, his first strikeout of the game, so a walk and 1 man left on base.
Help them win. You know, going back to 2021, it was around May when he reached another gear and he had a credible season despite a really poor April. He's off to another great year. So good. So if you look at his last 162, a full regular season of work, the numbers display an all-around hitter. The 300 average, the OPS at 930, 34 homers in that span. A guy that drives in a lot of runs, 112 RBI. Any way you slice it, he's pretty complete right there. And recently on that 15-game stretch with a hit, a huge swing like I mentioned yesterday, and some run-saving defense. You know, I remember Troy Snicker saying there were some small adjustments he made a few weeks ago that had him ready to hit. and he's really just not thinking about the swing because it all feels good. Let's hope it continues, guys.
Yeah, going back and forth with the batting gloves, but now back to his natural no batting gloves. Just going with the bare hands in the dirt here at Yankee Stadium as he digs in against Garrett Cole. Kyle Tucker 3 for 8 with a home run. The big blast in last night's game, 3 for 8 in this series. As he takes a changeup. So Cole starting both Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker off with a changeup the first time he faces them. Tucker 0 for 5 in his career going against Garrett Cole. That one at the bottom of the zone for a strike, 1-1. Cole's also broken out the curveball against both Yordan and Tucker now.
You're right, though, about Yordan Alvarez seeing everything that Garrett Cole has. It's nice to see in your first at bat, because you're hoping the next time you get out there you have a couple more guys on base, and knowing that you've seen everything, you've timed it up, hopefully your eyes are talking to your hands and you're able to make those adjustments, get those big hits when it counts.
So now Tucker has seen the change up the curve and a bad cutter that was way up. Still hasn't seen Garrett's high velocity fastball. Second highest average velocity on the fastball in the major leagues of starters at 97.7. There it is. It's 98 off the plate. You got Yordan on a pitch at 100 miles an hour to end the first inning.
And it was a little bit off the outside corner too. He also got Michael Brantley on a fastball a little bit off the outside corner. There's not a lot of movement tailing on that fastball for Garrett Cole. He's pretty true on the four seamers.
And he does stay away a lot. 99 mile an hour on the black that Tucker fouled away. It's 3-2. Especially once he gets to 2 strikes. No pitcher throws more pitches away in 2-strike counts than Garrett Cole. That's what happened to both Brantley and Alvarez. We'll see what happens here on a 3-2 pitch to Tucker. He does go away, and this is off the plate for ball 4. So both innings for the Astros starting with a leadoff walk. Altuve never got beyond first. Tucker draws a leadoff walk here in the second. Cole has walked 21 in 14 starts before today. Here's Aledmus Diaz, limited sample, but he's got a little success against Garrett Cole, a couple of doubles and 4 at bats. Cole knows that if Altuve was running at one point in the first inning against him, there's a chance Kyle Tucker might do the same here. Tucker leads the team with a dozen steals. First pitch is off the plate for a ball, 1-0.
Aledmus likes to go out there and get those fastballs. See if he can't get himself an account where he can get a hold of one of those fastballs, maybe shoot a gap.
He really likes velocity.
Yeah, he does.
And with that in mind, Cole throws him another slider. That one's fouled back. It's 1-1.
That's what you can do if you're Aledmus Diaz, is kind of get ready for that fastball in the upper 90s. And if you get a mistake like that slider, you're ready to take a good swing at it. He did.
Last time the Astros faced Cole, they did not score a run against him. It was his 3rd complete game shutout of his career, as he threw a career high 129 pitches in that start at Minute Maid Park last July the 10th. A little less than 1 year ago. Cole allowed 3 hits and 2 walks and struck out a dozen in that complete game shutout. Astros have made Cole throw a few pitches already in this game. He's at 27 here in the second inning, coming off a start in which he threw 111 pitches in that no-hit bid against Tampa Bay on the road. Into center field, Aaron Judge will make the play. He has retired for the first out.
JJ got his first big league hit in a big way, going to the opposite field, shooting it up into the Crawford boxes for that first big league hit, first big league home run. RBI and run scored, doing it all by himself. He's on the board. Big smiles all the way around.
Hit that home run against Michael Kopech in that game against the Chicago White Sox on Sunday. His first hit, as Blummer said, in an 11 now career at bats. There goes Tucker. The pitch is bouncing away. Tucker takes the turn but will hold up as Tucker picks up stolen base number 13 of the year on a pitch that got away at the plate.
Tucker already going, helped out by that pitch bouncing, going all the way to the backstop. He thought about maybe making that turn and forcing Donaldson to chase him over there to third base, but shuts it down.
1-0 the count on Matajevic. Julia, what do you have on JJ?
He's actually hit a home run here, but during BP in high school. He played here when he was a junior, and so did Brandon Bielak. Turns out they were on the same all-star team. Now JJ's from the Pittsburgh area and Bielak's 45 minutes from Yankee Stadium or so, but they were on this all-star team playing here in high school together. Said some really cool memories of being here so young and dreams of playing here one day in the big leagues, and here he is.
Getting to face Garrett Cole in his third major league start. Takes one off the plate for a ball, 2-1. JJ had some near misses on a couple of line drives earlier in his major league season. Hit a line drive to first that was caught, and then he hit one out to right field that Adolis Garcia made a great play on in Arlington. And that home run in that game Sunday against the White Sox, his first big league hit. Although I think JJ was probably okay that Adolis made that catch in right, because he would have always had the story of his first major league hit coming against Charlie Culberson.
Yeah, dubious honor.
Yeah, a little better when you say you got Kopech, or then you maybe get one against Garrett Cole here. He was ready for 3-1, but Cole beat him with a fastball at 99. It's 3-2.
Well, he did a good job getting into a fastball count, got the fastball, and it was in the zone. See if Garrett Cole challenges him again, and if Matajevic can make the adjustment.
He beat him at 100. Cole has struck out 3 lefties today. Brantley, Alvarez, and Matajevic. That's kind of what he's done this year. 2 away.
And he's done it with the fastball. That's what's been even more impressive. As he gets to 100 miles an hour, up and away. A lot of those fastballs away. It's now 38 strikeouts on the fastball to left-handed hitters this season.
Over half of his plate appearances have ended on a strikeout against lefties. He has been dominant against the left-handed hitters this year. Here's Jake Myers. Myers takes 99 on the edge for a strike. Second game of the year for Jake. His first game last night went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Coming back from left shoulder surgery that kept him out for almost the entire first half of this season. Slider gets Myers swinging. It's 0-2. Myers facing Cole for the first time. In fact, for Jake, most of these trips around the American League are going to be first stops for him. His only games that he played last year on the road in the American League were AL West stadiums, the lone exception being Kansas City. The first time here in New York. It'll be his first time for a lot of AL stadiums this year. 1-2 the count. Jake had a 14-game rehab at AAA Sugarland. Was officially activated for the game yesterday. Played in game number 70 of the season for his 22 debut. Thought about it, didn't go after the 100-mile-an-hour fastball just off the plate. It's 2-2.
Good take.
Pretty tough combo of pitchers to start your season against, Luis Severino and Garrett Cole.
Might be an understatement, TK. You know, by the way, Nestor Cortez going tomorrow.
Yeah,
he's in the Cy Young contention. Hey, welcome to the show. It's what it is.
Timing is everything.
Man, is that the truth?
Seemed like last year when he made his major league debut, he was facing closers.
He did, like first 6 at bats, it felt like.
Well, he's fouled off 199 with 2 strikes. And the Astros, if nothing else, are making Garrett work. 40 pitches in here, 2 innings.
We saw something similar with Justin Verlander, who really had to kind of labor through the first time through the order. But once he got past that first time through the order, he really settled in, made the appropriate adjustments, and started to carve. But you hope that this pitch counted during a day game on a warm day gets to Garrett.
Right back under the glove of Cole. Myers will try and beat it out, and he is out at first base. Nice play by Gleyber Torres to retire Myers for the final out of the inning. A leadoff walk, 1 man left on base, still scoreless.
The 30th. Get your tickets for the game and see 2 of the best teams in baseball face off at Minute Maid Park. Visit astros.com/tickets today. Could see Justin Verlander pitch that game. You heard Blummer talking about him last night. He was asked the question in postgame, guys, does this series seem bigger? And he responded with a very quick yes. And he said for all the reasons being talked about right now. But he did say it was very important for him to come out and be the stopper last night. He was extremely happy to do that for the team. Yankees, as you were saying, Blummer, they started to get aggressive. He was able to work quicker as the game went on last night. He said his stuff was just okay. Curveball was there for some big outs. Fastball was good for him. Slider, hit and miss as he continues to try to find some consistency with that pitch.
Good stuff, Julio. It's always interesting to hear, you know, see if guys' comments after the game match up with what you're seeing during the game. And I love the fact that Justin is wide open about some of the pitches that he has and how he went through a ball game.
Yeah, I love that guys don't kind of shy away from the fact that these games do feel bigger. It's just
especially from a veteran like that who might try and downplay for the rest of the clubhouse. He's like, no, these are big games, man.
I mean, we're in late June, still not halfway through the season. But these games feel like they have postseason kind of implications, and these are 2 teams that very well could meet in October.
Well, after watching the first 2 games of this series, there might be some offices here in New York that would hope to see this matchup in a postseason just for ratings purposes, because these are two very good fan bases and 2 very good teams that match up extremely well.
Don't forget, this year it is a 6-team postseason. The top 2 division winners in each league will get a bye in the first round. 2-2 pitch up to Gleyber Torres. So not only important to win your division this year, but important not to be the 3rd best record of the division winners.
And important if you're a fan to be patient for that matchup, because it's going to take a little while with that extra round mixed in there.
This one popped high in the air on a 3-2 pitch. J.J. Matijevic all by himself on the right side of the infield will put it away. for the first out.
Best in Texas power pitcher is driven by Ford. There he is. Justin Verlander knows what it's like to pitch in big games and big moments on big stages. Versus the Yankees with that Astros uniform on. Still, we cannot find bad numbers for this guy. 9 starts against this vaunted Yankees lineup. He is 5-1 with a 2.10 and that whip well under 1. He's done a phenomenal job. He is a joy to watch. We've seen him with the electric stuff when it's on. We've seen him last night work through a lineup 3 times and do a very good job when he felt like he didn't have his best stuff. That's what's special and makes Justin Verlander that difference maker in that rotation.
Here's Aaron Hicks taking a strike. Hicks a hitting star in the game on Thursday night. That 3-run home run is 3rd of the year. The Astros able to limit him to 0 for 3 last night. Did draw a walk in the 9th inning as Rafael Montero worked around a couple of walks to pick up a save for the Astros in that 3-1 win. Before she threw it up to the booth, I heard Julia say that Verlander looks like he is lined up for Thursday. And the New York Yankees are in the midst of playing 20 consecutive games. They're 11 games into 20 in a row, so they don't have any off days.
So what does that mean, TK?
Garrett Cole's pitching today, Saturday. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thursday next week. Garrett Cole for the Yankees, Justin Verlander for the Astros. That's how it lines up right now.
If things couldn't get any better.
You may want to get tickets soon for next Thursday at Minute Maid Park, because once people know that that's the pitching matchup that's locked in, that's going to be one you don't want to miss.
I am with you on that.
Next Thursday, a 1-game set between the Astros and the Yankees. Swing and a miss. Christian Javier picks up a strikeout of Aaron Hicks as he picks up strikeout number 2. So you've got Cy Young contenders that might go head to head at Minute Maid Park on Thursday. There are your top pitchers this year. Garrett Cole's ERA took a big hit in that Minnesota start a few starts back, but he has been really good this year.
Now these are great numbers. I like that we're able to put up there the opponent average and the whip, because those are some of the peripheral numbers that show the greatness of some of these pitchers.
Well, Javier so far has been very pitch efficient as he picks up another quick inning. Only 28 pitches for Christian through 2 against this Yankees lineup. That's a good sign early. Cole.
Yesterday was a good one. Today we've got, of the most recent trades that resulted in a short-time Astros superstar, which one would you make again? Would you acquire Moises Alou, Garrett Cole, Zach Greinke, or Randy Johnson? Pretty good one. Make sure you go to @ATT Sportsnet SW on Twitter to vote. Some tough ones right there. 3 very good pitchers, and obviously Moises Alou's career here with the Houston Astros was dominant with some of his high OPS and slug numbers.
Yeah, last night's was another good one. As you mentioned, it was if you could make that trade over again, which one, if you could only make one trade, would you make? Either the Verlander trade or the Yordan Alvarez trade. Like trying to pick your favorite kid. That was a tough one, but
sometimes it's easier than you think.
Here we go into the 3rd of a scoreless game. Nobody has a hit in this game, as Martin Maldonado will face his former battery mate Garrett Cole, and Maldi not waiting around to get behind in the count. Goes after the first pitch and fouls off 98. Maldi in the top of the order. Jose Altuve and Michael Brantley. Maldi made 18 starts with Garrett Cole on the mound. His time in Houston. Max Stassi actually caught Garrett Cole more often than Maldi did. Stassi made 21 starts with this right-hander on the mound. Robinson Chirinos got in another 16. Cole working today with Jose Trevino for the 11th time. Maldonado down on the count 1-2, takes that one off the plate. Well, he has had some success against Garrett Cole. Has 3 hits and 10 career bats against him. But he goes down here on a 90-mile-an-hour slider, and that will be strikeout number 4 for Cole. And the first out here in the 3rd inning.
Now we get a chance to see what kind of adjustments Garrett Cole's going to make second time through the order. And if the Astros stick to their game plan, because they've done a good job of being patient and selective, really pushing that pitch count up through the first time through the order.
Now Altuve, first pitch swinging, sends one to center field. Backing up and making the play, Aaron Judge, and Altuve retired. He drew a walk his first time up, but Cole gets him on 1 pitch here for the second out of the 3rd inning. I'll bring up Michael Brantley. Brantley struck out his first time up. Cole in his last outing struck out 12 in 7 1/3 innings. It was his high mark of the season and one of 4 games where he has struck out 10 or more. Pitch missing up to Brantley, 1-0. Luis Severino saying after the game yesterday he knew going into that matchup against Justin Verlander he had to be very good. He said you can't afford to make many mistakes, and he made 1 to Kyle Tucker. Christian Javier probably has to feel the same way today about matching up with Garrett Cole. You can't give up much knowing Cole's on the other side.
It's actually a really good point. Kind of a little bit of a script flip with the Yankees going with their ace matched up against a very good pitcher, but you're right. The pressure is a little bit more on just the historical numbers on Christian Javier to match up with Garrett Cole. He's got to be that much better.
And while Verlander would admit last night that these games have a little extra juice, I've got to think for Garrett Cole as well, facing the Astros brings a little extra adrenaline as well.
I really do think so, and it may not be because of those guys in that dugout. It may be because of the way his career ended with the Houston Astros, and then signing the massive contract to get out of Houston to come up here to New York.
I think for Garrett, nothing but love for the teammates and the team, but whenever you're facing your former mates, you want to show them, hey, I still got it.
Yeah, you want to show the guys in the dugout that you still got it. You want to show the media that you still have it. You want to show this community that you just left that you still got it, and there's a reason why you got that contract. There always seems to be a little bit more for those guys who pitch well and then move on.
He is in Yankee pinstripe, signed through 2028. 2-2 the count to Brantley. Cole has been a little more effective with his pitch count here in the 3rd inning after Astros put over 40 pitches on him the first 2. Brantley sends that one into left field. Aaron Hicks ambles under it and puts it away for the final out of the inning. 1-2-3 third for Garrett Cole, his best inning of the day. We're still scoreless. Our T-Mobile coverage cam, we take you to about 3 hours before game time, right around 10 o'clock this morning, inside of an empty Yankees stadium. A lot of eyes on number 43, Lance McCullers Jr., as he was throwing live batting practice to Jeremy Pena and Chas McCormick. Saw Dusty Baker behind the cage. There's Jeremiah Randall, the head athletic trainer, with a handshake and a hug for Lance. Got that velo up to 93, which is a good sign. James Click was on hand watching as well. Here's the former Astro Marwin Gonzalez leading off and grounding one to first base. Manajevic takes a big hop and will flip it to Javier for the first out. With more on Lance's morning We say hello again to Julia Morales.
Yeah, I talked to Chas McCormick for a second right when he finished up to see how he looked. He said threw some really good changeups in there. And then talking to Lance afterwards, he felt really good. This was just the next big step for him to face hitters for the first time, through around 20 or so pitches, through that cutter, the changeups, like I mentioned, sinkers, and one curveball. He has been throwing curveballs in his bullpens and while he's playing catch. So good to see him throwing the breaking balls. He said the slider, though, will be the biggest hurdle. And for him, it's mental. It's all mental with that pitch. That's the pitch he threw in the ALDS where he started to feel something and then eventually sustained the injury. So for that pitch, it's just going to be a mental thing. But again, he's crossing he's crossing another hurdle and getting a little bit closer. More lives for him coming up after a bullpen. He said he'll throw likely Tuesday.
All right, we appreciate the update on Lance McCullers Jr. Jake Odorizzi made a rehab start yesterday for Sugar Land. It's planned to be at least 2 rehab starts for Jake, so he made his first on a Friday night last night, gave up a couple of runs. Here's Joey Gallo facing Christian Javier with a 1-1 count. Astros have been consistently working Gallo at the top part of the zone. He misses there. It's 2-1.
Yeah, it's good to have Lance progressing, throwing those 20 pitches. I think another great thing and something that's going to have a little bit quicker impact is seeing Jeremy Pena in there taking some live swings off live pitching.
We could see Pena as early as tomorrow in the lineup.
That would be a good thing. It means that he's feeling extremely good and wants to get back.
Final line yesterday on Odorizzi: 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts through 59 pitches, 33 strikes in his first rehab start. There's a called strike. Gallo doesn't like that call from Alex Tosi, but that's a pretty close pitch to take with 2 strikes. And Gallo goes down on strikes for the second out. 3rd strikeout for Javier.
Yeah, that first at bat, you're just trying to find consistency with that strike zone, and it hasn't been consistent on some of those edges. You could see Christian Javier kind of wondering if he was going to get the call. Grateful that he did. Joey Gallo didn't like it. You can understand, a little bit on the edge. Tough pitch and a 2-strike count.
That's one you have to cover, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, his issue is all at the top part of that zone, all the way across.
81st strikeout for Gallo as Judge goes after the first pitch again from Christian Javier. So Judge obviously not waiting around. He's going after the first pitch he likes, which is unusual in that Javier has been in last place in the major leagues in first strike percentage 2 years in a row. Judge fouls one away. It's 0-1. Swings and misses down to the count here. 0-2. Judge flied out to right on the first pitch of the game that he saw. 7th time he's been the leadoff hitter in that Yankees lineup. As big a leadoff hitters you'll ever see.
Ever. Still trying to get up there and beat him up top.
Now time for a word from Reliant.
Reliant, official energy provider of the Houston Astros.
Sweeps the slider off the plate. It's 1-2. Judge starts the day 3rd in the American League in OPS, trailing Yordan Alvarez, and Mike Trout passed him for 2nd place. Also 3rd in slugging percentage behind Trout and Yordan as well. Swing and a miss. Christian Javier continues to get the job done. He's retired 9 of 10 Yankees today, and he's only thrown 40 pitches through 3. Alex Bregman, Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker. Nobody has a hit for either side in this game through 3.
MLB All-Star ballot is now open. Visit daily at Astros, or vote daily at astros.com/all-star to send your favorite Astros player to LA this summer.
Alex Bregman leading things off for the Astros here in the 4th inning, facing Garrett Cole. Bregman first pitch swinging, pops one up down the right field side. Gallo near the stands, puts it away before he gets to the wall. And Bregman retired on 1 pitch here to start the 4th. Garrett Cole through 3 1/3 innings is not allowed a hit. He's walked a couple of batters, a couple of leadoff walks in the 1st and 2nd inning. Now we'll face Yordan Alvarez again. Three of 4 strikeouts for Garrett have come against left-hand hitters. They have all been on fastballs away. There's a pitch up, a cutter up.
And there it is. MLB ranked since May 30th. Weighted runs created plus. Major League average is at 100. He's at 299. OPS at 1420, and his slugging percentage looks like a very good all-star OPS. He has been absolutely incredible, putting up numbers since May 30th. So he heads into late June looking for that player of the month. 442 is the batting average.
So the end of the month, just a week away. It'll signify the end of phase 1 of the All-Star balloting. When you get down to your finalists beyond that, it also signified the end of an incredible month for Yordan. And in this final week, he may have already wrapped it up with a week to go with those numbers. This ball's down for a ball to 2-2. Yordan's going to be enjoying this month, including his birthday coming up. Certainly can celebrate his birthday with player of the month the way he's been going. Swing and a miss. Cole, who allowed a couple of home runs to Yordan Alvarez last time they matched up here at Yankee Stadium, has gotten the better of Yordan more recently as he strikes him out again here today. So here are your all-star votes as of right now, with the top 6 in the outfield going on to the next round. You see Michael Brantley is number 9. Kyle Tucker right behind Uncle Mike. Yordan leading DHs in votes. Aaron Judge not only leads outfielders, he leads all positions in votes. And at the end of phase 1, whoever is the top vote getter in each league will automatically be a starter. And then the other positions will be voted on as finalists. Whoever's leading as the top vote getter in each league on June 30th will be named a starter. And right now that would be Aaron Judge. But Tuck deserves a little more love than he's received so far for what he's done this year. He has snuck into the top 5 in RBIs with that 3-run home run yesterday. It's a guy who's top 5 in RBIs, hitting 6th most of the year in this lineup.
Yeah, somehow he flies under the radar. Maybe it's because all the attention that Yordan Alvarez gets, but once you do start looking at leaderboards or you start digging in on the numbers, you go, man, this guy's having himself a pretty good year. You have to consider too how awful his month of April was, and he still has the numbers he has.
Picked up his 13th steal of the year earlier. That's 4th in the American League. He's leading the American League in defensive runs saved in the outfield, and his offensive numbers speak for themselves. They pale compared to Yordan Alvarez, but so does everybody else's numbers in the major leagues. This ball popped foul, and Donaldson's going to have room. That ball stayed in play, and Tucker is out number 3. Garrett Cole, after throwing a lot of pitches the first 2 innings, has locked it in the last 2.
One guy in this lineup they've been keying on has been Aaron Judge. They've suppressed his average, slug, and OPS. But on the other side, there's another big swing in this lineup that they haven't been able to control. Giancarlo Stanton has a .387 batting average. His OPS is up over 1,400, and he has 10 more RBIs than they have given up to Aaron Judge. So trying to figure him out in this series will help the Astros try and win this series.
And that's kind of flipped for the rest of the league.
It really has.
The rest of the league had so much more success against Giancarlo Stanton, who came into this series battling a 1-for-27. And obviously, Judge has put up the numbers he has, some of the best in all of baseball, along with Jordan and Mike Trout. But it's been the reverse against the Astros as Anthony Rizzo leads off. We'll see Giancarlo Stanton bat third in this inning. Christian Javier so far today only thrown 43 pitches, 26 of them for strikes so far for Javi as he gets ahead of Rizzo 1 and 2. Usually through 3 innings you would anticipate Garrett Cole would be the guy with a lower pitch count because Javier's generally a guy who generates high pitch counts per inning, but through 3 Javi had thrown 40 and Cole thrown 52. Cole came off a 9-pitch 4th inning. Javier last start threw 93 pitches over 5.
And usually you say Garrett Cole has that high pitch count because he's trying to strike everybody out. He does have 5 strikeouts in the game, but this guy right here, Christian Javier, even with that low pitch count, has 4 strikeouts.
Struck out Aaron Judge to end the 3rd inning. It's 2-2 here on Rizzo, who flied out to center field his first time up. Ground ball to first, playable for J.J. Matijevic. He will take it himself. And Rizzo retired on a ground out to start the 4th inning. That is now 10 of 11 sent down by Javier. Only a walk to Josh Donaldson, who steps to the plate here. The only base runner for the Yankees. First time Donaldson batted, he actually turned and had a little conversation with Martin Maldonado. I think they were smoothing things out from yesterday when Donaldson batted and doubled. Stood at the plate and watched it, but I think maybe even more egregious to some of the Astros in the dugout was his bat was thrown and landed right at the lap of Jason Castro. That one is fouled back.
Yeah, after that swing, he let go of it as if he hit it about 420. It ended up 389, bouncing just barely onto the warning track, but he let go of that bat and immediately landed, like TK said, rattling around the lap of Jason Castro. When he came out to play defense, Josh Donaldson did the next inning. Martin was one of the more vocal guys out of the Astro dugout.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. So not sure if Donaldson apologized or not, but it was a little cordial conversation before his first AB when he walked, the first plate appearance. Down to the count here, 0-2. Only base runner this game didn't even have to be a base runner. Mike McClinsky called a 3-2 check swing a check, but upon further review it looked like Donaldson easily could have been rung up. That time he does check, 2-2. .319 career hitter is Donaldson against the Astros. This year he is hitting .233 with 6 home runs. Came over along with Isaiah Kiner-Falefa in a deal from the Minnesota Twins right before the season. Donaldson has played on a number of teams in a short amount of time. After starting his career in Oakland, he's been with Toronto, and then Cleveland, Atlanta, Minnesota, and New York. Toronto, Cleveland, Atlanta, Minnesota, and New York, all since 2018. Now the count's 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him with the breaking ball. Christian Javier strikes out Josh Donaldson on a 3-2 pitch. That's strikeout number 5 for Christian, and 2 away in the 4th.
Good job keeping the bases empty as Giancarlo Stanton comes to the plate, slugging hot cold zones versus the Astros in the last couple of years. You can see getting those arms extended, middle away. He's done a very good job, and he's hit 2 home runs in this series going to the opposite field. Likes to get those arms extended. That closed off stance can make it a little bit tough for him to get to that inside corner. That's why you kind of see him off the plate with that closed stance.
Both of his home runs in this series have been opposite field home runs. Hit one against Framber Valdez, a 3-run home run, and hit one against Justin Verlander, a solo shot. In fact, all the runs that the Astros starters in this series have allowed have been opposite field home runs to Stanton.
And opposite field home runs in 2022 for right-handed hitters has been a pretty impressive feat. It is short, and they take advantage of it, letting that ball travel. Coming into this series, 17, and Stanton has 2 more going away in this series.
The 2 leaders in the major leagues for opposite field home runs both call Yankee Stadium home. Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge with 8 apiece. One and 2 the count. Javier with 2 outs and nobody on. Tries to get Stanton to chase that sweeping slider and doesn't. 2 and 2. Stanton has been all or nothing lately with his hits. He has 5 of his last 7 hits going for home runs. Swing and a miss. Javier strikes out Donaldson and Stanton to get through the 4th inning. Christian Javier looking outstanding on a Saturday afternoon in the Bronx. We're still scoreless.
The Astros offense gets rolling, and talk to some Astros about the jobs they had before baseball. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded all season long, only on AT&T Sportsnet. TK.
A couple guys studying there in the dugout. Alex Cintrone talking a little bit about hitting as well as Yordan Alvarez looking at his iPad along with Alex Bregman. Nobody's been able to solve either pitcher today. It has been Garrett Cole and Christian Javier, as you can see on our line score, dealing so far through 4 innings. Ledmus Diaz flied out to center field his first time up. I mentioned Ledmus likes velocity. He takes that pitch at the knees for a called strike.
Nobody likes that kind of velocity.
No.
97 down away on the black.
That's no way to start an at bat.
No.
Almost dotted him up again, but that one's a ball. 1-1.
Oh, right on right changeup.
How about that?
97 down and away, 90 down and in.
Garrett's outing today very similar in terms of pitch count to Justin Verlander last night. That ball hit sharply. The shortstop Marwin Gonzalez bobbles, and his throw in time to get Ledmus Diaz. Originally Marwin didn't glove it cleanly, but he stayed with it to get Diaz for the first out.
And finally a hard hit baseball, the hardest hit baseball of the day. 102.7 off the bat. Ball kind of jumped on Marwin at shortstop, kept it in front of him, and his momentum going towards first with that strong arm was able to just sneak it in there before Ledmus.
And Ledmus was getting down the line, 29.5 sprint speed.
Wow.
Marwin a nice job recovering, and now J.J. Matijevic takes a pitch with a check swing for ball 1. We mentioned last start for Garrett Cole, took a no-hitter into the 8th inning before he gave up a hit. Ended up with 1 hit allowed in 7 1/3 innings. So here he is with 4 1/3 more added on to that. He's allowed 1 hit over his last 11 2/3 innings. Gave up a leadoff single to Isaac Paredes in the 8th inning in that game in Tampa Bay. Cole would leave 1 out later, and Paredes came around to score. As the inherited run was charged to Garrett Cole, he went 7 1/3, 1 hit, 1 run. 3 walks and a dozen strikeouts in that start. Today he's given up 2 walks and struck out 4. J.J. Matijevic on a 2-1 pitch flies to center field. Aaron Judge puts it away, and there's 2 outs in the 5th.
League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Getting a great start today from Christian Javier, trying to back up what Justin Verlander did yesterday. And there you see the rankings. Dodgers in the top spot, only team sub-3. With Garrett Cole leading the way with Nestor Cortez. The Yankees at 3.00, and just behind them the Astros at 3.32. And it really seems like the Tampa Bay Rays are consistently in every pitching ERA leaderboard every year, no matter how much turnover they have.
It's kind of the way they roll, but you're right, different faces, and they continue to get the job done. Here's Jake Myers. Myers grounded out to second base on a nice play by Gleyber Torres, his first time up. Garrett Cole seems to be getting better as this game goes along. He has been getting ahead of hitters on a consistent basis. Myers shoots one into right field. That'll be a base hit. First hit of the game and the first hit of 2022 for Jake Myers, as he is a 2-out base runner for the Astros.
Tough day yesterday, but here putting together some good at bats against Garrett Cole. Gets on top of this 97-mile-an-hour fastball out over the plate. He just forces it the other way past Anthony Rizzo to get that first base hit of the game out of the way for the Houston Astros. Get Garrett Cole out of that set position again after a couple of walks, now with the base hit.
See if the Astros try and put Jake in motion here. He didn't steal any bags in his rehab assignment at Sugar Land. Did steal 3 for the Astros last year, as Martin Maldonado takes a pitch inside for ball 1. Aldi struck out swinging his first time up. So the first hit for either side. Jake Myers a single into right. Maldonado into right field. Joey Gallo near the stands, and he can't make the play. That's a foul ball. Gallo has been tested over there in that corner multiple times in this series. He made a great play on Thursday night, but couldn't come up with that one.
Was it Maldi last time? That first game? I thought it was Maldi with a little bit of a twisting fly ball. But yeah, he's had a couple of times he's had to go over there with the fly ball heading towards the stands, really testing his ability to stay on that baseball and throw his body into harm's way.
It was Maldi, his first at bat of the series. This time he was unable to come up with it, and it's now 1-1 to Martin. This is 99. Cole gets ahead 1-2. Garrett has 5 strikeouts, 4 of them first time through the lineup. You can see the pitch count per inning has improved as he's gone along after 41 in the first 2. Ground ball towards the middle, and that's through for a base hit. Jake Myers thought about going first to third, but he holds up. Back-to-back base hits. Martin Maldonado with a 2-strike single into center.
Well, here we go. A couple of guys at the bottom of the order with base hits. Give Jose an opportunity to hit with some base runners on against Garrett Cole. Another fastball at the top of the zone that an Astro hitter gets on top of and shoots up the middle. Found some open space. Good for Maldi. Now you're going to need some 2-out lightning from Jose Altuve to try and get on the board.
Maldi now 4 for 12 in his career against Garrett Cole.
That's impressive.
Meeting at the mound now with 2 runners on here with 2 outs, as Cole will have traffic on the bases for the first time today. Pitching coach Matt Blake coming out to the mound along with the rest of the infield. Now time for a word from Topo Chico.
Crisp taste, legendary refreshment. Topo Chico Hard Seltzer, a real winning lineup.
So Cole will face Jose Altuve here with 2 on and 2 outs. Altuve has walked and flied out to center field. Altuve, a couple of hits in 9 career at-bats against his former teammate. And he swings at the first pitch and sends it into center field. Altuve flies out to center on 1 pitch. As he did in the 3rd inning, Garrett Cole gets through the 5th. We're halfway home. It's been a good pitcher's duel between Cole and Christian Javier, scoreless.
Stadium still no score. It's a pitcher's duel so far. Christian Javier doing a really nice job through 4. You're taking a look at the swings and misses for him today. 11 on different pitches. The slider is the pitch I wanted to talk about because that was the focus for him in between starts here. It's been a focus for him in the last few starts actually, but it looked really good in his last bullpen that he threw. They're really working on the timing and the mechanics, especially when it comes to that pitch. Sometimes the rhythm just isn't there, and that's where things get off. You know what? These guys really help each other. The other starting pitchers, Framber Valdez, actually, Christian told me that noticed something in one of his starts a couple of times out and said, you know, reminding him when he came into the dugout, keep your elbow up, stay behind the ball so you can release the ball out front. A lot of coaches in that starting staff helping each other out, TK.
Yeah, it's a really close starting staff, obviously, and they have continued to help each other out. There's the slider right there. This year we've seen that slider be more effective than in years past. It's got more both tilt and bite than it had in past years.
It's a work in progress, but it's looking very good today. You are seeing it miss a little more to that glove side. That means he's just kind of pulling it a little bit, but it does mean that he is behind it. And I like the break on it, even though some of them are starting away, breaking off the plate. He's actually made a couple of adjustments, getting back on the slider later in at bats and getting it on that outside corner.
He's been throwing Torres a steady diet of sliders, throws him a fastball at 2-1 that he fouls off. Slider this year is dropping about 4 inches more than it did last season, and also the break, the slide if you will, is significantly greater as well, about 4.5 inches more of slide than last year's average slider. Fastball fouled away. Torres popped up to Matijevic his first time up.
You know, the slider's an interesting pitch. It's kind of gotten away, you know, 15-20 years ago. It was just a short little something that would slide horizontally across the plate, either away from a right-handed hitter or into a left-handed hitter. But like Julia's talking about, with the elbow up, getting behind the baseball, it allows you to extend a little bit more and get out there and really get on top of it and create that vertical break as he tries to grab the outside corner with that one. Because if your hand gets in front of that elbow and you start to get on the side of that slider, you lose all that depth. And that depth is that downward north to south break that you see right there.
He will vary the shape of it a little bit too.
Yep.
When he wants one to sweep off, he'll see a little more slide to it. This one popped high in the air. Yordan Alvarez looks into the blue sky and sunshine with the shades on, and he puts it away. Myers at the last second thought he was going to have to take control, but Yordan hung with it for the first out.
How about the Christian Javier avatar showing you some of the action and movement? And as interesting as that thing is, check out the numbers on the right-hand side. That slider with the 41-inch vertical movement, then you have the horizontal at 15.5. So you're seeing a little more movement. That's not exactly how it comes out of his hand or where it will break on the plate. Because we talk about tunneling, those shapes will actually be a little bit closer together when you're standing at the plate seeing it out of the hand.
So we saw those numbers of movement, 41 and 15.5. Last year those numbers were 37.1 and 10.7. So that's a pretty significant difference from one year to the next. Here's Aaron Hicks, struck out swinging his first time up. Javier has 6 strikeouts so far in the game. And this one is foul just below us. Counts 1-1. Javier's season high in strikeouts is 9. Did that on back-to-back starts at home against the Rangers and the Guardians. Most road strikeouts in a start is 7. Came against Texas a couple of starts ago. Check swing by Hicks. No swing, 2-1. Almost all the outs today for Christian Javier have been in the air. Just 2 ground outs so far to go along with his 6 strikeouts. The rest have been flyouts or pop-ups. He gets a strike on the inside corner, 2-2. Javier generally gets the lowest ground ball percentage, not only on his staff but in the entire major league since the start of last year. Just 27.2% ground balls. That is a strike on the outside corner. Little delayed call by Alex Tosi, but one of the finer pitches of the game by Christian Javier.
Think about those last 2 pitches. That was 95 up and in, getting the call, and then he goes back door and just rests it on that outside corner to the surprise of Aaron Hicks. That was beautifully done. Pretty good reception by Martin Maldonado too. I think he recognized that about halfway out of the hand. He said this is going to be pretty good.
Now Trevino goes around on a swing, 0-1. Jose's like, well, you have a first base umpire that can call that, but it'll look like a swing.
Or not. Sorry.
Maybe that's why he wanted the appeal.
Exactly. I'm not complaining.
That time he checked, 1-1. Well, Trevino was picked up for his defense in that trade from the Texas Rangers, but he has been a big offensive addition to this team this year. He's got a 1,060 OPS his last 25 games. Aaron Boone saying before the game this guy could be an all-star just based on his offense, and the reason they got him was because of his defense. So
they really made that a priority, didn't they? About really upgrading the defense. Behind the plate was paramount for them, for the pitching staff that they had. They felt like they could be better with a catcher that could actually handle these guys, and I think they found Higashioka and Trevino who do a very good job. But they also took a chance not signing a guy like Carlos Correa and going with Kiner Falefa at shortstop and bringing in Josh Donaldson. So they really, you know, talking to people around the organization, Aaron Boone, you know, David Cohn next door, they really felt the defense would help this ball club, and it's obvious the pitching has gotten a lot better. They've suppressed runs and they go out and score runs, so they've got a really good mix this season.
1-2 pitches hit in the air, foul down the left field side. The count stays 1-2 on Trevino. And David Cohn works the Yankees broadcast next door to us, along with Michael Kay and the former Astro and Yankee Carlos Beltran also in that booth.
Yeah, it creates an interesting dynamic when the Astros come in.
Yeah, it's got a lot
of layers to that onion.
That one fouled the other way, and that'll be out of play. Beltran, part of the 2017 World Championship team. One of the leaders of that team, and continues to be good friends with a lot of the current Astros. 1-2 the count to Trevino. Swing and a foul tip caught by Maldonado. How about Christian Javier's day? He is through 5 innings. We're still scoreless in the Bronx. Sportsnet is presented by H-E-B. No store does more than buy H-E-B. And by Budweiser Zero. You can't drive drunk if you don't drive there. A reminder from your friends at Silver Eagle Distributors, Houston. Javier has been outstanding today. Jake Myers and Martin Maldonado have the only 2 hits in this game. Both Garrett Cole and Christian Javier putting zeros up on the scoreboard on this Saturday afternoon in New York. Glad you could join us. Todd Callis, Jeff Blum, Julia Morales. Game 3 of 6 in the Big Apple. Game 3 of 4 against the New York Yankees. Off day Monday, 2 with the Mets beginning on Tuesday night. So far on this gauntlet of 9 consecutive games against the teams with the 2 best records in baseball, the Astros are 3-1. The only game they lost, they led 6-3 heading into the bottom of the 9th. Their task today is to solve Garrett Cole, who so far has limited them to 2 hits, a couple of walks, and no one has gotten farther than second base. Michael Brantley 0 for 2 today, 2 for 17 now in his career against Garrett Cole. Takes the first one for a ball, 1-0. Saw Severino and Verlander locked into a good one last night. Nobody scored until the 6th inning of that game. See what happens in the 6th inning of this one as Brantley has a 1-1 count. It'll be Brantley, then Alex Bregman and Yordan Alvarez due up 3rd time around facing Garrett Cole. Started the inning with 75 pitches. That one's off the plate, 2-1. By comparison, Christian Javier so far through 5 innings out pitching Cole in terms of more strikeouts and fewer pitches. Javier thrown 77. That's a fair ball down the right field line. Brantley will be held to a single as that ball ricocheted off the concrete wall down there and right to Joey Gallo. But the Astros have their 3rd hit of the last 4 batters against Garrett Cole. A leadoff single for Uncle Mike here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Even as short as that right field wall is, it can help the long ball, but at the same time, you hit a rocket down the right field line like Michael Brantley just did, sneaking it inside there. There's really no opportunity to get out of the box and try and extend those into doubles.
So here's Alex Bregman, who's normally patient, but he went after the first pitch he saw from Garrett Cole last time, flied out to right field. He's flied out to center and flied out to right. Bregman takes this one for a strike. Well, Jake Myers and Martin Maldonado with 2 out hits last inning, and now Michael Brantley a leadoff hit here in the 6th inning. See if the Astros can finally put a dent in Cole's afternoon. He gets ahead of Bregman quickly, 0-2. Bregman coming into today with a season high 7-game hitting streak. Ground ball towards short, could be 2. Marwin will flip it to Gleyber Torres, and that is a double play. Cole erases the leadoff base runner with a double play off the bat of Alex Bregman, 2 outs.
It's that defense we were talking about. Stay connected with the Astros all season by following AT&T Sportsnet on social media. Get game highlights, player interviews, and special giveaways by finding us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All things Astros all season long at AT&T Sportsnet.
Well, Yordan, who has not struck out much this season, has struck out twice today against Garrett Cole. Cole, since Yordan hit back-to-back home runs against him here at Yankee Stadium, has now struck out Alvarez 5 of the last 6 times they've matched up, including 4 in a row. One down, 2-0. We're talking about the Yankees defense. This team has not allowed an unearned run in their last 28 games.
How about that? It's a pretty good streak for them.
All the way back to May 25th, the last unearned run. Every run that Cole has allowed this year, 28 out of 28, has been an earned run. There was one longer streak in Yankees history that came back in 1972 when they had a 30-game streak without an unearned run. But their defense has been incredibly solid behind a great pitching staff this year. A lot of times those go hand in hand. 2-1 to Jordan. And that is a tough strike to take. Jordan thought it might have been low. It's 2-2.
Borderline tough pitch, 99. Still gives you a great impression of how well Jordan knows that strike zone. That ball is 2 inches higher. He probably goes after it.
Swing and a miss, and then he probably doesn't go after that one.
True.
If it was a 3-1 count, so that was a huge call on that at bat. But Jordan strikes out for the third time. Cole threw 6 shutout innings.
Astros take on the Los Angeles Angels next Saturday and be one of the 10,000 fans to receive a Lance McCullers Jr. 1990s Fauxback bobblehead presented by Texas Bay Credit Union. Find tickets today at astros.com/promotions. TK.
All right, Julia, 77 pitches in for Christian Javier as he goes to work in the 6th inning. His season high in innings pitched is 6. He did that a couple of times, once against the Texas Rangers at home and once against the Rangers on the road. His career high is 7 innings of work. He's done that twice, most recently also against the Texas Rangers. But today he is through 5 against this very good Yankees offense with 77 pitches and does not get that first call at the bottom of the zone against Marwin Gonzalez. It's 1-0. Very similar to the pitch Jordan Alvarez had called a strike in terms of location.
Yeah, I wonder if the visual of that pitch breaking down in the zone gave the illusion. But that's what I'm talking about right there. He throws a good one, doesn't get the call, comes back with a better one.
Yeah, it's hard not to be impressed with what Christian Javier has done today. 8 strikeouts, the most he's had in a road start this season, and one off his career high in strikeouts. Marwin grounded out to Matajevic his first time up. Three on the right side of the infield, facing Gonzalez as a left-hand hitter. And he takes down low, 3-1. Hooks that fastball into the upper deck, way up there. It's 3-2. Another big crowd here at Yankee Stadium. The series has seen 47,528 yesterday, the largest crowd of the season for the Yankees here at home. 44,000 plus the first game. Swing and a foul tip caught by Maldonado. That's 9 strikeouts for Javier. That matches his career high, and 1 out here in the 6th inning.
Nicely done by Javier. Looked like Marwin was a little bit late on that fastball. Some late life to it as it exploded through the zone.
See mostly swings under his fastball. That fastball with great carry.
Phenomenal carry. It's been very good today.
Now Joey Gallo swings and pops one way up in the air. J.J. Matajevic looking for it. Will he find it? Yes, just in time. Didn't see it for about 3/4 of that ball being up in the air, but he found it at the last second for a catch and an out. 2 away.
Thank goodness for that ginormous first baseman's glove. You're right, TK. This is a tough day. Not a cloud in the sky. High sun. Stay with it. Snatched it. There was a lot going on. Joey Gallo Martin Maldonado coming at you, and you've got to pick up that baseball and make the play in the high sun. Good use of the glove.
That is a big out in this game. You do not want to give anybody an extra swing, and Matijevic used the full length of that first baseman's mitt. Now here's Aaron Judge batting for a third time. Judge lays off a pitch off the plate. 1-0 with the slider. Judge has flied out to right and struck out swinging. First time through the lineup, Javier struck out 3. Second time through the lineup, he struck out 6 of the 9 batters he faced. 2-0 the count now to Judge. That picks up the bottom of the zone. 2-1.
That's that Roy Oswalt fastball. Having faced that many times at the bottom part of the zone, we always talk about the spin playing at the top part of the zone and getting over some of the swings. But at the bottom part of the zone, as a hitter, mentally you're like, oh, that pitch is going to dive down out of the zone. But when you have that kind of spin rate, it can stay on that same plane and just shoot across the bottom and get the call. But as a hitter, you don't want to attack it because you think you're going to chase a pitch down out of the zone. Then you add the size of this guy, and it's really got to look funky down in that lower part of the zone.
Big swing, no contact. That's 95, 96, right in the middle of the zone.
Might have been a little bit of a sigh of relief from Christian Javier after getting away with that fastball. That was right down the middle, but again, it tells the story of how that pitch can play because of that late ride in it. Did it again, back-to-back pitches, and got the foul ball.
Javier sitting at 89 pitches right now. He has a season high of 96. Last year he was allowed to throw over 100 pitches once in a start against Seattle. He has been as good as we have ever seen him before, retiring 17 of the first 18 batters. Facing Judge for a third time. And he keeps fouling off pitches. That time he fouled off another fastball. So Maldi and Javi have tried to get Judge with the fastball, and he's fouled them off the last couple of times. We'll see if stay with it or go back to a potential slider here. It is the slider, swing and a miss, and a career high 10 strikeouts for Christian Javier. He is pitching his finest game of his career on the big stage here at Yankee Stadium.
Really nice season. Through six strikeouts for him, 3 hits, but he's being outpitched by Christian Javier. Javier collecting 10 strikeouts through 6, doing a really nice job with that fastball slider combo. It's working very well against this Yankees lineup. A couple of strikeouts against Aaron Judge, putting one to end the 6th inning. No room for error in this one so far. Who's going to blink first? TK.
That is the question, Julia. As Kyle Tucker will lead off facing Garrett Cole. Christian Javier has been as good today as we have ever seen him, sitting at 91 pitches through 6. Only allowing 1 walk so far, the only base runner of the game for the New York Yankees. Well, here's Kyle Tucker. He has walked and popped up, also stolen a base after the walk. Takes a fastball at the knees for a strike from Garrett Cole, 0-1. Cole, as we have seen in his time in an Astros uniform, a lot of times will get stronger as the game goes along. His strikeout rate in late innings better than any other starter in baseball. 41% as he dips down low for a ball, 1-1. Garrett starts the inning with 87 pitches. Threw 111 last time. He's gone over 105 times this year, including a season high of 114. Tucker misses that pitch. It's 1-2. The 6 sliders, or 6 strikeouts for Cole rather, have come against left-handers primarily, 5 against lefties, including 3 times getting Yordan Alvarez today. That ball foul, but hit hard by Tucker. Speaking of hard hit baseballs, there have hardly been any in this game.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Really amazing.
Is Ledman still the hardest hit?
By far. Earl Brantley got the single. So
okay, so you got a couple of guys up over 100 miles an hour?
You've got 2 guys on the Astros over 100 miles an hour. 1 guy, Gleyber Torres, over 100 miles an hour on a flyout. There's only been 2 hard hit baseballs against Christian Javier in 6 innings. People that follow along on Baseball Savant, during a game, they put those little fireballs next to the pitcher's line after he gives up a hard hit baseball. Only 2 fireballs on the line of Christian Javier through 6 innings. That's as few as you hardly ever see for a start. He has been outstanding today. This ball grounded just foul again. That one didn't miss by much. Count stays 2-2. We've got 6 hard hit baseballs against Cole today to 2 for Javier. Let's see why the Yankees shift on Kyle Tucker. This one grounded on the right side. Gleyber Torres is there, makes the play. Tucker retired for the first out of the inning. Flashback to the 90s and be one of 10,000 fans taking home a Kyle Tucker throwback jersey presented by AARP. That'll be next Friday when the Astros take on the Los Angeles Angels. Visit astros.com/promotions to get your tickets today. Ledman Diaz 0 for 2 is flied out and grounded out. And he takes a pitch in the dirt, 1-0. The first game of the series, it was the battle of 3-run home runs. There were 2 on each side. That preceded a game-winning single by Aaron Judge to give the Yankees a walk-off 7-6 win. Last night it was a good pitcher's duel between Luis Severino and Justin Verlander. The Astros got all their runs on a home run by Tucker. Yankees got all their runs on a home run by Giancarlo Stanton. Tucker's a 3-run shot. Stanton's a solo home run. And today it's been 2 pitchers just locked in, not allowing much at all. 3 hits for the Astros, all singles today. And that is a strike at the bottom of the zone as Garrett Cole gets that call at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, Cole's benefited from some of those calls at the bottom of the zone.
One last at bat against Yordan that could have changed in a bat around. Now Diaz will have to battle with 2 strikes and hooks a foul. Cole now going back to his last start against Houston at Minute Maid Park on July 10th. 15 consecutive shutout innings coming into this one. And he gets a Ledman Diaz here. That is strikeout number 7 and the second out of the inning.
It's a pretty good breaking ball at 84. Comes out of the hand. Really looks like it's going to stay on that outside edge and then just drops.
So that'll bring up J.J. Matijevic. Yankees do have their bullpen moving for the first time today as Cole throws his 100th pitch of the game. Cole threw 111 pitches in his last start, and this may very well be his final inning here. Matajevic has struck out and flied out. And Matajevic drives one deep to right field. J.J. Matajevic gives the Astros a 1-0 lead as he sends one to the second deck in Yankee Stadium. His second career hit is also his second career home run. The biggest swing in his early career for J.J. Matajevic.
Magic turned around 100 miles an hour. 403-foot bomb. Sometimes you get it from the least expected, but he got a pitch he could handle and put it on a rocket ship. This is your all-state mayhem moment. Fastball that missed its spot, and Matajevic went into launch mode here at Yankee Stadium. He's not going to be talking about that BP home run anymore.
The one he hit at Minute Maid Park would have only gotten out of Minute Maid Park. That one I'm thinking
that's going to qualify for a couple more.
Yeah, that one would have gotten out of almost any stadium. That was a blast into the second deck by J.J. Matajevic. And that, in a pitcher's duel, was a welcome sight for the Astros, as he knew it when he hit it. That was,
did he ever? He dressed it up.
It was well struck.
TK, that gets out of 30 ballparks.
Yes, it does. Here's Jake Myers with a 1-1 count. Myers pops a foul out of play. Julian mentioned earlier, Matajevic came here and hit a BP home run growing up in Pittsburgh. He and Brandon Bielak were on hand, and he hit one that he'll never forget. That is a majestic blast for the kid from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Went to Arizona and just came up with his biggest swing of his big league career. Myers with a single in his last at bat. Tries to hold up on a pitch down and does. 2-2. He'll always remember his first home run, will Matajevic, but that was in a game where the Astros were leading and added on to that lead. Made it a 2-0 game. This was a game later, 7th inning, against one of the game's best, Garrett Cole. Makes it 1-0. Called third strike. That bottom of the zone is getting bigger as Garrett Cole picks up his 8th strikeout of the game, getting 2 in this inning. But Matajevic, a solo home run, giving the Astros the lead. It is 1-0, 7th inning stretch time. We're going to head back to Houston and check in with Esh and Mike in our Rooms to Go lounge. Name That Astro, powered by Reliance. Send your guesses to @ATT Sportsnet SW as we head into the bottom half of the 7th inning. A beautiful sun-splashed Saturday afternoon in the Bronx, New York, where the Astros' J.J. Matajevic has put his team in front with his 2nd career hit, his 2nd career home run, coming against Garrett Cole in a scoreless game.
Pretty incredible how this series has gone. J.J. getting the start here in Yankee Stadium, was hunting that fastball early. Garrett Cole made a mistake and missed his spot. J.J. made him pay. The credit this guy right here, Christian Javier, pitching the game of his life.
Christian Javier now facing Anthony Rizzo, trying to get through the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for a 3rd time. Rizzo has flied out to center field and grounded out. I mentioned Javier's highest pitch count of the season is 96. He's at 92 right now. The Astros have their bullpen going as this inning starts. As Rizzo grounds a foul, it's 1-1. Javier does have a career high of 107 pitches. That came last year. He has only allowed 1 base runner in the game. It came on a check swing by Josh Donaldson on a 3-2 pitch back in the 1st inning. And it easily could have been a strikeout.
He swung.
Can't disagree with you on that. That ball hammered but fouled down the right field side. Rizzo got out in front of that slider. It's 1-2. Javier had struck out 9 in 4 different starts in his career. First time in double figures with strikeouts today. This ball the other way. Long run, Yordan Alvarez, but it's going to drift into the crowd. And almost all four-seamers and sliders today for Christian. There's 3 changeups and a couple of curveballs. Rizzo, who had a 16-pitch at bat against Framber Valdez on Thursday night. Longest at bat of any Yankee since the 2000 season. Fouls off a 2-strike pitch here. It stays 2-2. There's 3-2. Rizzo has reached in 9 straight games for the Yankees, including a walk in 4 straight. Hector Neris is warming up in the Astros bullpen. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 11 for Javier as he gets Rizzo for the first time today. That's 1 away here in the 7th.
Fastball's been impressive. It's a good hitter in a fastball count, missing a fastball out over the plate. Rizzo really crowds that dish, turns that outside corner into the middle part of the plate. But he has been able to rush that fastball past some of these hitters.
He's had 12 swings and misses on the fastball.
See that ball coming out of the hand nicely. Good extension, creating that spin to get it past some of these hitters. Watch how far out front. That is nice.
One fouled away, 1-1. Javier with 12 swings and misses on the fastball, another 9 called strikes on that fastball. So called strikes and whiffs 21 today of his 66 pitches, a CSW percentage of 32% on the 4-seamer. That one just missed the top of the zone, and a gutsy take, but a good take as it turns out for Donaldson to make it 2-1.
See the whiff rate on the slider today too?
Yeah,
it's outstanding.
CSW percentage of 33% on the slider. That's the pitch that he gets a lot of strikeouts with. He's been getting tons of swings and misses, as you said, on the fastball today. Javier, who doesn't normally test the lower part of the zone, gets that strike at the knees.
This one actually catches the bottom part of the zone, so good for him to be able to work that bottom part of the zone also and get that call.
He's already eclipsed his career high in strikeouts by 2, has 11 today. Ground ball towards third. One big hop for Alex Bregman. He'll make a high throw, and it's over J.J. Manijevic's head, and that'll allow Donaldson to reach. Just the second base runner of the game for the Yankees. Bregman airmailed a throw. That is his second error of the series.
That's a play that needs to be played by Alex. He does a good job breaking to his left. Got to close that front shoulder off. You see him square up. He looks like he's just fine. Just didn't really finish the throw and get the ball down. This would be a good look at it. So for young infielders, you hit field to the left. He does a good job of getting that front shoulder, but you could see he kind of short-armed it when he came across instead of really extending and following. So if you're a young infielder and you square those shoulders, extend through first base and follow your throw. Kind of walk it towards first base so that you can get that throw a little bit further down and on line.
Just the second base runner of the game. And Giancarlo Stanton bats. Javier has struck him out twice. Misses wide, 1-0. Every play so big in this series. Astros hoping to work around an error here by Bregman. Javier missing way up and in, 2-0. He hasn't had to work with somebody on base since the first inning.
Just thinking the same thing. He was in such a good rhythm. The timing was great. The delivery was simple and easy to repeat. Now he's got to adjust and throw out of that stretch position.
Swing and a miss, 2-1.
That was a wild swing on a fastball away.
Be a career high in pitch count for Javier coming up. Foul back, 2-2. Called third strike. Javier with a dozen as he freezes Giancarlo Stanton. Gets it for a third time today.
Fastball catching that outside third. 2-strike counts. You'll see a lot of hitters kind of sit on that fastball away and try and adjust off that, but he just continues to rush that fastball and fool some of these hitters. In that at bat, Stanton took some uncomfortable swings against the fastball, and I wonder if that kind of put Maldonado's mind into the idea of throwing that fastball on the outside corner with 2 strikes.
Now here's Gleyber Torres. Torres has popped up and flied out to left. Javier trying to get through 7 innings for the third time in his career. He's already a career high pitch count of 110. Already got a career high 12 strikeouts, trying to get through the 7th inning here. Out away, 1-1. His first start ever against the New York Yankees. He has been absolutely brilliant.
First time in this yard too. Had that relief appearance against the New York Yankees back at Minute Maid Park.
Off the plate, 2-1. I guess this is the final batter no matter what for Christian Javier. He's at 112 pitches. Previous career high last year 107. His season high this year was 96, so he's already 16 pitches past his season high this year.
And he started the season out of the bullpen, so he is not, he's still working into this long-range idea as a starter.
That one fouled away, 2-2.
You get this late in the game for a guy like Christian Javier, and it becomes a mental battle with your body because the body starts to fatigue a little bit, but you've got to get mentally in tune with your body and make sure that you're keeping that elbow up, make sure that you're staying behind the baseball. You can't just get out there and throw. You got to continue to have that mind in sync with the body.
They call him El Reptile because he's so calm and cool on the mound. Nothing phases him. He needs to make one more quality pitch here. Upstairs, 3-2. Donaldson, who reached on an error, will be off here with 2 outs and a full count. Swing and a miss. He got him. Christian Javier with a fist pump. A brilliant outing for Javier. 13 strikeouts, 7 no-hit innings, and the Astros lead 1-0.
Home games are now on sale. Spend your summer at the ballpark and catch marquee matchups like the Red Sox, Twins, and Rays as the Astros battle for another American League West title. Visit Astros.com/tickets today.
8th inning baseball. Christian Javier getting a lot of love from his dugout. What a stage to throw your finest game of your career.
He deserves all the love he is getting. He matched up with Garrett Cole, knew it was going to be a tough road, not just coming into this ballpark, but facing a very good hitting team with a lot of power in this ballpark, and he completely shut them down. Fastball slider was on point. Good for him.
Only Yankee to reach base in 7 innings against Christian Javier. Josh Donaldson twice. He reached on a walk and an error, and that was it, allowed by Javier over 7 innings through a career high number of pitches and struck out a career high 13. Here's Martin Maldonado leading off the 8th inning. Astros lead 1-0, facing a new pitcher, Michael King.
Right-hander's been very good out of the bullpen for Aaron Boone. 2.35 ERA. His whip is under 1 and 52 strikeouts in 23 appearances.
Javier ended up with 115 pitches, eclipsing his career high by 8 and his season high by 19 pitches through 71 strikes, and limited the highest scoring offense in all of baseball to 1 walk over 17 innings, and even that walk was a questionable check swing that could have been a 3rd strike. Already down to the count, 0-2. Hector Neris was warming up last inning for the Astros. Nobody currently warming up. It could just mean Neris doesn't need a lot of time to get loose as the Astros bat here to start the 8th. Maldonado checks his swing on a pitch away, 2-2. Maldonado had 1 of the 4 hits allowed by Garrett Cole today, a single into center field on a 1-2 pitch. He also struck out against his former teammate. Cole was outstanding today. Astros managed just 1 run against him, but right now that's been enough. 2-2 just misses the plate. Count goes full.
King will be fastball slider to right-handed hitters, fastball change up to left-handed hitters. Has yet to give up a home run to a right-handed hitter this season.
Yankees bullpen has been outstanding this year. Only the Houston Astros pen with a better collective ERA. The Yankees pen has been on a run lately. They have gone 12 1/3 scoreless going back to the 21st of June. It'll be Maldi and then Jose Altuve and Michael Brantley here in the 8th inning. that bottom of the zone strike. That bottom of the zone has become rather large lately. The Astros have had a lot of calls below the knees. First strikes, Maldi thought he had drawn the walk. King picks up a strikeout.
He did, but you only have to convince one guy. That guy didn't understand.
I don't feel like that zone was that low earlier in the game, but below the knees has been called consistently the last couple of innings. Altuve 0 for 2 with a walk. Thought about a bunt and bunts it foul. With one out now, Hector Neris has restarted his warm-up, so he'll be the pitcher who comes on in the 8th inning. Yankees will have their 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up in the 8th. Pitch a little bit high, 1-1. Altuve drills one deep to left field. That ball's deep and that ball's gone. Another second deck home run for the Astros. This one from Jose Altuve. His 14th of the year gives the Astros a 2-0 lead.
Boo him. Just keep doing it. Man, it's got to feel good for Jose Altuve. Feels good for the Astros too. Pick up another run on a big swing. Ball crushed 404 feet into the left field bleachers at second level. This guy goes from trying to bunt his way on to hitting a bomb.
His last 22 games against the Yankees has an OPS near 1100. Nobody has a higher OPS in all of baseball against the Yankees during that stretch, as he continues to silence his critics here at Yankee Stadium.
Could probably throw him more off if they actually just cheered for him.
Big swing by Altuve, making it a 2-0 game.
He's had some big home runs in this ballpark.
That ball up the middle hit the mound, may have been slowed up by King as well. Either way, Brantley is thrown out for out number 2.
Go back to that swing from Jose Altuve. I told you that he had not given, Michael King had not given up a home run to a right-handed hitter until this swing. It was a two-seam fastball, came right back, middle in, up. And Altuve pulled the hands in and went into launch mode as he leaned back on that one.
Manajevic hitting the second deck in right field to give the Astros their first run. Now Altuve getting to the second deck in left field. Michael King had retired 29 of 30 batters before that home run by Altuve. He had been lights out his last 8 appearances. Now he misses the Bregman 1-1. Breggy might have his final shot here to extend his hitting streak. 7-gamer coming in. Slider away, 2-1. Another huge crowd on hand here at Yankee Stadium, but that last home run by Altuve kind of put a little hush over the crowd. There's a called strike. It's 2-2. 5 hits in the game, all by the Houston Astros. 3 singles, Myers, Maldonado, Brantley. 2 solo home runs, Matajevic and Altuve. That's where we stand, 2-0 in the 8th. Three and 2. Astros all facing King for the first time. Nobody on the active roster has a career plate appearance against Michael King. 3-2 pitch off the plate, ball 4. Alex Bregman draws his 42nd walk of the year. Second most in the American League. He is a 2-out base runner for the Astros. It is time to name that Astro, powered by Reliant. We gave you the following clues: postseason hero, career best with the Astros, monumental career. Today's Name That Astro, powered by Reliant, Andy Pettitte. More postseason wins than any other pitcher, career best with the Astros of 239 in 2005. And part of Monument Park here at Yankee Stadium. A little meeting on the mound. Nobody warming up in the Yankees bullpen until just now. Lucas Licky begins to throw the first pitches of his warm-up session as Yordan Alvarez is at the plate. Literally, he just started throwing as Rizzo went to the mound, so I can't imagine he could be ready to face Alvarez. So Yordan will face the righty Michael King. Yordan happy to see somebody other than Garrett Cole. Cole had his number today, striking him out 3 times. A little tapper towards the right side, and King is going to make the play. He'll underhand it for the final out of the inning. But a big swing adds to the Astros lead.
Another big swing in the Bronx for Jose Altuve. Got a 2-seamer in, pulled those hands in nicely, and then compression. Astros lead 2-0.
Astros game. Vote daily for Yordan Alvarez, Jose Altuve, and the rest of your favorite Astros in the 2022 Chevrolet All-Star Ballot. Visit Astros.com/All-Star and cast your vote today.
Crawford Bach called to the bullpen, sees Hector Neris coming into this game. A phenomenal outing by Christian Javier. The Astros have the lead 2-0, and it's up to Hector Neris and the rest of the bullpen to keep this game shut out against the New York Yankees. 176 is that opponent batting average. He has an inning in this series. On the 23rd, won an inning, struck out 1, throwing 11 pitches.
Neris will pitch for the 3rd time in 4 days. We'll have the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. Aaron Hicks, Jose Trevino, and Marwin Gonzalez. Hicks 0 for 2 against Javier with 2 strikeouts. Christian with a career high 13 strikeouts. In 7 innings, only allowed a walk. Struck out 13 and threw a career high 115 pitches.
Should have been 14 strikeouts.
And no walks.
That's what's crazy.
Was 1 error in the mix as well. The Yankees have had 2 base runners, both Josh Donaldson, a walk in the 1st and an error in the 7th. First 2 from Neris miss. It's 2-0, and he'll throw that baseball away. Hicks swings and pops a foul behind home plate. J.J. Matajevic, a 2-out solo home run in the 7th, the only blemish against Garrett Cole. Jose Altuve added a 1-out solo home run in the 8th. The Astros got a run against Michael King. Now it's 3-1. Carpenter with a bat on deck to hit for Jose Trevino.
Hey.
Bottom of the zone goes the Astros way. That's the strike that's been called a lot against Houston the last couple of innings.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of pitches down there, haven't we, TK?
Aaron Boone really barking at Alex Tosi. They've got their share of calls on that same pitch. That is inside, ball 4. Not what you want in a 2-0 game here in the 8th.
No, not when you're trying to back up a performance like this. Christian Javier did a great job pounding that strike zone with the fastball. Got some hanging sliders up in the zone, but some of these big swings by the New York Yankees went out there and missed them. And again, we talked about how he could have had 14 strikeouts. One of those check swings on a 2-strike count could have been called, but it ended up being a walk. But a phenomenal 7-inning no-hit outing for Christian Javier. As you see those 13 strikeouts, which are a career high. The 4-seam fastball up and away. The sliders all over the place. And no contact.
Matt Carpenter will pinch hit for Jose Trevino. Takes a fastball off the plate. Harris has missed with 5 of his first 7 pitches out of the bullpen. There's a strike, 1-1. Carpenter, who was with the Rangers at the minor league level earlier in the year, opted out of that contract after hitting well at AAA Round Rock, picked up by the Yankees. He's done a nice job since joining New York. Carpenter pinch hit last night and drew a walk in his pinch hit appearance. That's now 1-2. Fly ball hit pretty well into left center field, but Jordan is there, puts it away. That'll be out number 1. Carpenter, the pinch hitter for Trevino, flies out to left, and now we'll see another pinch hitter. DJ LeMahieu will pinch hit for Marwin Gonzalez. How about the starting pitching this series for the Astros?
Yeah, you'll take that. They knew it was a big series on a big stage, and those 3 have stepped up, giving the Astros plenty of innings. Plenty of strikeouts. Starting rotation really sets the tone for the Houston Astros, and Javier one-upping the 1-2 in the rotation.
Those 3 starts added on to the previous 7 road starts. The Astros have had 10 consecutive quality starts on the road this year. Now DJ LeMahieu will pinch hit for Marwin Gonzalez and takes a fastball in for ball 1. LeMahieu, pretty good success against Neris, limited action, but 5 at-bats, 2 hits, including a home run. Neris has not helped himself by missing early in counts. He's 2-0 on LeMahieu, and Martin Maldonado out to talk to his reliever. Now a message from TXU Energy. Boone going to back-to-back pinch hitters here in the 8th inning. Carpenter flied out, and now LeMahieu with a 2-0 count. There's a strike, 2-1. That is all over the plate, 2-2. Fans don't like it, but that's middle of the plate.
My goodness.
Where is that pitch? Are you kidding me with these calls? Every low pitch has been called a strike. Booney barks at him earlier in the inning, and then he gets this call. That's not right.
I'm at a loss for words.
That's just not right. In this kind of game, you can't miss that pitch, especially calling that low strike consistently out of the zone the last 2 innings. There goes the runner. Pitch is fouled away. That's just a terrible miss.
Yeah, that's a bad miss.
Maldi's turned around and talked to Tosi now. I didn't see the Astros barking much on the low calls earlier in this game, and then Boone was very upset about that second strike to Aaron Hicks and really let Tosi have it. And Tosi called that 2-2 pitch a ball that was all over the plate and above the knees.
You can't let either team yelling at you affect your zone. But Martinez has every right to pull that mask up and have a little bit of a conversation, saying that the extension of this at bat is on you.
Hicks was off with the last 3-2 pitch. Goes again, and the pitch is off the plate wide, ball 4. Maldi's telling him that one's just wide, but Neris did have a reason to react to the 2-2 pitch that he didn't get that should have ended LeMahieu's at bat.
Yeah, you know, Neris is going to be upset about that one, but he's not. That's not the pitch he's upset about. He's upset about the pitch he actually struck out LeMahieu with. And somehow, some way, in this environment, you've got to be able to show some poise and trust in your stuff to go out there and battle back. Nobody said it was going to be easy. But you shouldn't have to compete against 10 guys.
Joey Gallo will be the hitter with 2 on and 1 out. It's a big moment for a lot of players. It's also a big moment for a young man or young umpire. There was a bad miss in this inning by Alex Tosi. So now Joey Gallo will bat. Gallo has struck out and popped up. High fly ball, right field. Kyle Tucker looks up into the sunshine. He found it, and he puts it away on the warning track. Tagging it heading to third will be Hicks. Joey Gallo hits a high fly ball to the warning track and right for the second out.
It's got to be the most uncomfortable right field ever. Anything in the air to the right field side, these fans are going to erupt, and everybody on the field is going to panic. That one fortunately stays in.
I'll bring up Aaron Judge. Judge hitting leadoff today for the 7th time this year. Finds himself in a huge spot. 2 on, 2 outs. In the bottom of the 8th of a 2-0 game.
This is where that missed call third strike on DJ LeMahieu puts Aaron Judge at the plate. And another pitch that is inside the zone that is not called. I know that it's not hitting the spot, but it is inside the zone.
Towards short, bobbled, recovered, out at second base. Diaz to Altuve, and Hector Neris gets through the 8th inning. He's fired up. Astros are fired up. It's 2-0 at the end of 8.
Poll gave you a pretty good question, and everybody responded. We appreciate you watching and voting, but the big winner behind Garrett, or in front of Garrett Cole at 37%, is Randy Johnson. 42%. Big trade that brought the big unit over. He had a dominant month and a half with the Houston Astros, just not enough to put them into that World Series. But in 1998, he was a solid acquisition.
Yeah, more than solid. Hey, Blummer, last inning you mentioned Hector Neris needing to regroup after some tough calls against him, and he did. He worked through that 8th inning, and he was fired up.
He should be fired up. That ball was hit hard, 112 plus off the bat, but it was right at Aledmys Diaz, and Neris had to fight through some serious adversity. Usually the adversity is the environment, it's the opposing team, it's the hitters you've got to face, but he was fighting the adversity of a strike zone he was trying to figure out the entire inning.
So on we go to the 9th inning. It's been quite an afternoon here in the Bronx. Astros leading 2-0. Astros have all the hits in this game, 5 of them. Jake Myers, Martin Maldonado, Michael Brantley with singles. J.J. Manajevic, a 2-out solo home run in the 7th. Garrett Cole's final inning. And Jose Altuve adding a solo home run in the 8th. Now Kyle Tucker will lead off, facing the lefty Lucas Littke, and weighs through the first pitch for strike 1.
Seen Louis Littke in this series through yesterday, an inning in the 3rd. Back here in back-to-back outings. 3.43 is his ERA.
Next pitch drops in for a strike. Tucker down in the count 0-2. Tuck has walked, stolen a base, popped up, and grounded out today. Aaron Judge making the final out of the 8th inning. The Yankees will have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up in the 9th. And Ryan Presley, who struggled here on Thursday night, will get a chance for redemption today as he is warming up in the Astros bullpen. Tucker hooks a foul into the crowd. Tucker, Aledmys Diaz, and J.J. Manajevic here in the 9th inning, facing Lucas Littke. There is Press. In 2-2. Tucker now all the way back to a full count after getting down 0-2. Astros would love to tack on a run or two here. There's been some high drama in this series. Bunch of 3-run home runs on Thursday night. Yankees with a 4-run bottom of the 9th to win it 7-6. Nail biter last night 3-1. And Tucker draws a walk to start the inning. That'll be the 2nd walk of the game drawn by Tucker, and a leadoff base runner for the Astros here in the 9th.
pretty good at bat. Fought off some tough pitches. Fell behind early, but able to get on first base to start off this 9th inning.
Now Aledmys Diaz will bat. He's 0 for 3 today. Diaz has flied out, grounded out, and struck out. Takes one down and in, ball 1. Yuli Gurriel has stepped on deck. He will pinch hit for J.J. Matijevic. And obviously take over at first base in the bottom half of the 9th inning as well. One 0 pitch is line, fair ball down the left field line towards the corner. Tucker heading to third. Gary Pettis watching. He'll hold him up as the ball comes back in. Second and third, nobody out with a double by Aledmys Diaz.
Good job, Aledmys. Getting an opportunity to make a big play to end that last inning on a line drive off the bat of Aaron Judge. Here he gets his own line drive and turns it into a double, pushing himself and Kyle Tucker into scoring position. A little bit of a wrinkle coming in there, keeps the hands back and keeps it fair.
Now Yuli Gurriel will pinch hit with Tucker on third base and Diaz on second. The Yankees will bring the infield in. Gurriel will hit against the lefty Lucas Litke. Yuli punches one into center field, falling fast, and it's going to be down for a hit. Tucker will score. Diaz is running through the stop sign. He will be out at home plate. Into second base goes Gurriel. The Astros now lead 3-0. Diaz got a great jump off third and thought he could score. Ran through the stop sign, and it was a great throw by Aaron Judge to get him.
It had to be a great throw because you're right, TK. He did get a good jump, and he was really forcing the issue coming around third base because he had the jump on Kyle Tucker, who was holding his ground. Yuli with the big base hit with a runner and 2 runners in scoring position. But it took a very good throw from Aaron Judge to just get Aledmys Diaz, who was forcing the issue.
Great throw by Judge on that single to center. Here you see the read by, we'll take a look at it again. There's a pitch in the dirt to Jake Myers, but Aledmys had a great read. Tuck held up just to make sure, but
well, he's going to score no matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Diaz had the great read to give him a chance to score. There you see he was off, and by the time Judge gets to the ball, Diaz has already passed third, and Judge just made a perfect throw.
And it was shallow. Remember, it wasn't hit that hard, so all the momentum of Aaron Judge was coming towards home plate as he kind of chopped his steps, made sure he got a good hop to be able to get that good throw. But there wasn't much distance between Aaron Judge and home plate. That's why that throw was so strong.
Yuli did a good job getting into second, so basically, you'd rather have first and third there, but Diaz tried to force the issue, got thrown out. It's still a 3-0 game now, and it's 2-0 to Jake Myers. There's a line drive into left field. That's down for a hit. Yuli will be held up as Hicks gets to the ball in a hurry. That is now 4 consecutive batters that have reached base against Lucas Litke, and there is nobody warming up in the Yankee bullpen. First and third with 1 out.
Taking some good swings. We'll check out the outfield arms. Gallo has a very good arm. Judge has a very good arm. Hicks does too. It's just a little bit of the accuracy for me for Aaron Hicks out there. And I think with the distance out in right field being shortened here at Yankee Stadium and the arm strength of Joey Gallo, you've got to be very careful with him. And we just saw Aaron Judge let one go at 95 miles an hour on his throw to home plate.
Wow, that was 95, huh?
Yeah.
Now a meeting at the mound. This is not a stall tactic because nobody's warming up in the Yankees bullpen. This is just going over how to prevent any further runs from scoring in this inning. It's first and third with 1 out and Martin Maldonado at the plate. Now a Yankee has grabbed a baseball in the bullpen and just started to throw right in front of the bullpen mound. Oh, Maldonado will hit here, trying to add to this 3-0 lead.
This is a very good bullpen for Aaron Boone, and the Astros are getting to that bullpen for these runs. Metajevic had that solo home run against Garrett Cole. Then you have Michael King and giving up 1 run on that Altuve home run, and now Lickey's given up 1 run, if not more.
Aldi takes a pitch off the plate, 1-0. Walk, double, single, single for the Astros here in the 9th inning. Jake Myers in his 2nd major league game of the season with a 2-for-4 game with that hit to left. And you see the Yankees bullpen working. Maldonado fouls one away, 1-1. If you're Maldi, you're just trying to find a pitch you can lift into the outfield.
Yeah, something you can drive to the outfield deep enough to be able to pick up Yuli Gurriel.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. Albert Abreu is the right-hander warming up in the Yankees bullpen. We saw him on Thursday night. Top of the zone, called 3rd strike. Maldonado goes down looking. He's out number 2 in the first strikeout for Litke.
Curveball that just fell back into the top of the zone.
Jose Altuve will bat for a 5th time. He has walked, flied out to center twice, and hit a home run. Altuve 2-for-4 in his career against Litke. Goes after the slider, 0-1. Astros with a single run in the 7th, a single run in the 8th, and now a single run so far in the 9th inning. Lead it 3-0. Anthony Rizzo, Josh Donaldson, and Giancarlo Stanton will be due up for the Yankees in the bottom half of the 9th. Off the plate, 1-1. That's who's due up, as you see the numbers below the names of what they have done in their career against Ryan Presley. Off the plate, 2-1. Astros now with 8 hits in the game, 3 hits in this inning.
Lukey having a tough time finding that zone. 20 pitches, 10 strikes, 10 balls. Altuve looking for a mistake here to continue the damage in this inning.
Time is called before the delivery. 3-1. Michael Brantley waits on deck. And is down and in, ball 4. That'll load up the bases. A tough call here for Aaron Boone. He's got a struggling reliever, but he's got a lefty on the mound and a lefty due up in Brantley. He's going to stay with Licky here.
Trying to stay with that left on left matchup. Push the envelope a little bit. Licky's having issues with that command. Very selective, very good hitter at the plate.
3 hits and 2 walks in the inning for the Astros against Lucas Licky, and now Michael Brantley will face him. Brantley faced him on Thursday night and flied out to center field. Michael doesn't often leave the zone like that. Goes after the first one, 0-1.
I'll give him one pitch to be human.
Hit his 3rd career grand slam 8 days ago against the White Sox on Friday at Minute Maid Park. But he has never had a career hit against Lucas Licky. 0 for 6 in his career. That one way off the plate, 1-1. Astros have the best numbers in all of baseball when hitting with the bases loaded. Really trying to break open this 3-0 game. Up the middle, but right there is the shortstop who will make the play as Isaiah Kiner-Falefa makes the play. Actually, Gleyber Torres makes the play for the final out of the innings. That'll do it for the Astros in the 9th. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Astros lead 3-0. You'll want to stick around for the bottom of the 9th with Ryan Presley coming in out of the bullpen. Solutions, H-Town's favorite precast concrete provider. Lock, leading precast. And by Rooms to Go, where you get great furniture prices and delivery is fast and easy. Check out that line score as we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Christian Javier with 7 innings. Hector Neris worked around a couple of walks in the 8th, and now it's Ryan Presley.
His appearance on Thursday did not go the way he wanted to. Got the night off last night. But today is his day with the Astros having that 3-run lead.
First pitch from Presley is down 1-0. Presley started out his 9th inning on Thursday with back-to-back walks, followed by a home run by Aaron Hicks. Ended up facing 8 batters. He faced everybody in the lineup. Actually, he ended up facing 5 batters. He did not face Anthony Rizzo. Everybody in the lineup batted that inning but Rizzo. As he takes a strike, it's 1-1. Rizzo, Josh Donaldson, Giancarlo Stanton due up. A bit up, 2-1. Presley pitching for the 3rd time in 4 days. And he gave up the 4 runs on Thursday. It was just the 3rd time this year he had gone on back-to-back games. There's a strike, 2-2. Got him. Big strikeout to start this inning for Ryan Pressly. 1 out in the 9th inning.
It's a good start. That first out in those save situations is always a crucial out. And Rizzo's been a tough customer in some at bats. Here, swings over the top of that slider at 89 miles an hour.
Now Josh Donaldson, who has been on base twice today, reached on a walk in the 1st inning and reached on an error in the 7th. Struck out in between. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Chest off the plate, 1-1. There's a fastball for a strike. 1-2 the count. 97 at the knees. Just staying alive on the curveball.
Day off showing some dividends. The crispness of the curveball. There's a little extra jump on that fastball.
Astros with 3 runs. They have all 8 hits in this game. They've committed a lone error in this game. As Pressly with a 1-2 count to Donaldson. Now it's 2-2. Trying to hold up. He goes around. That's a strikeout. Donaldson complains at home plate. 2 outs in the 9th inning as Pressly strikes out Donaldson for the 2nd out.
Should have been the hat trick, but he worked a walk on not getting called on one of those check swings. They finally come back to get him. Big 2nd out of this inning for Ryan Pressly. Here we go.
15 strikeouts for Astros pitching. 13 for Javier, now 2 for Pressly. Giancarlo Stanton, the batter. Swing and a miss.
Great location on that. That slider's coming out of the hand looking like a fastball. That's why you're seeing some check swings and misses.
Off the plate, 1-1. It's low, 2-1.
Yeah, but again, the velocity, good location, staying down out of the zone. The velocity 97.
That's at the upper reaches of what we've seen this year.
Yep.
Giancarlo Stanton was the batter to lead off the bottom of the 9th against Pressly on Thursday. Drew a walk against him. Ground ball towards third. 2 hops for Bregman, and the Astros have done it again in Yankee Stadium. A combined no-hitter. Just like in 2003, the Astros, the only team to no-hit the New York Yankees since 1958, and they've done it twice in this stadium on combined no-hitters. Deja vu. You were on the field the last time this happened.
I was in the first one in 2003. Had no idea what was going on. All I knew that we were going to beat the Yankees in that ballpark. And then we found out we made history with using 6 pitchers. Today, I get the honor of being in the booth watching a great group of guys go out there and play an unbelievable game in a great series here at Yankee Stadium. Combined no-hitter in old Yankee Stadium, combined no-hitter right here in new Yankee Stadium. Astros leaving an impact on the fans that showed up today.
Hoyt Wilhelm no-hit the New York Yankees in 1958. Since then, it has never happened against the New York Yankees except for twice by the Astros, and both times with bullpen help.
Christian Javier set the tone, and this bullpen that has been so good. Neris having to fight through an inning where he wasn't getting calls. Gets through it, and Javier able to be in the dugout and charge that field, knowing that he carried 7 innings of no-hit baseball right here at Yankee Stadium.
If you're going to get a save to redeem yourself off of Thursday, this is the way to go out.
I didn't want to say it at the time, but there's always pressure when you come in as a closer to close out a game. Then you put yourself in Yankee Stadium with a chance to shut out the Yankees. Add another layer to that thing, and you've got a no-hitter on the line. And Ryan Presley went out there and did it. We saw him touching 97. The slider was sharp. The defense picked him up. But how about him? 2 strikeouts to start that inning before that ground out. And these guys should be celebrating. That was incredible.
Christian Javier, Hector Neris, and Ryan Presley will forever be linked in Major League history as they are now part of a combined no-hitter. They're getting congratulations from the bullpen, and Julia's right in the midst of all of it. Julia?
This is pretty incredible to be a part of right now as they get their hugs from the guys in the bullpen. We'll start with Christian Javier, though. Like you said, 13 strikeouts for Javi today, setting the tone for this combined no-hitter. Javi, what are you feeling right now?
¿Qué te estás sintiendo ahora? Estoy sintiendo muy orgulloso de Papá Dios por las bendiciones que me ha dado siempre. En verdad es algo que es increíble lo que siento en este momento y sembrando la gracia a Dios, a mi familia por el apoyo.
Yeah, I feel really happy, really proud right now for this moment that God has given me, and just thanks God for all they've given me and my family for all the support they've given me as well.
And fastball slider so good today, generating a lot of swing and a miss from a really good offense. How'd you get it done?
Tu rete slider estaba muy bueno y consiguiendo mucho swing en blanco contra este equipo. ¿Cómo pudiste hacerlo?
Me mantuve positivo, me mantuve enfocado siempre. Mi mente era atacar a los bateadores lo más rápido posible para así poder terminarlo.
Yeah, I just stay positive, just try to stay in strike zone the whole time, just try to attack the batter as quick as possible, be able to finish them off.
Let's see if I can find Hector Neris. So these guys did a pretty good job for you too, didn't they? Finishing it off right here. Come on, Hector. Here. Oh, do you need Genloy? Get in here. Congratulations, Hector. Well, first off, he's setting the tone for you. How aware are you of the situation when you come in, and how do you get your part done?
¿Cómo te sabías de la situación cuando tú entraste al juego y cómo se siente ser parte de eso?
Just honestly focus just to win the game. I'm not looking like what is the situation of the game. I know that happened, but I don't get it like that extra big moment or like stress. Just I want to focus and get the inning, and I'm passing the back at the hard moment, and I say I have to give it to my team. I have to give it to Javi, and he's there.
You worked around a couple of walks too. How were you able to get out of that?
Yeah, just try to be focused. I know get that batter. Just look at the next one, and he got it.
Congratulations, you're having so much. Have you been a part of one or
my first time in my career?
Yeah, congratulations, congratulations. All right, we're making, oh, hey, Martin, joining in on the conversation. We'll go with Ryan here. Go with Press.
I'm out.
You're always having to wait. That's what you do as a closer, and there's always pressure when you come out and when you pitch in a game, but then you've got this going. So are you thinking about it at all as you take the mound today?
Not really. I just wanted to pick up my guys and trust Maldi, and a lot of people don't get to see the preparation that Maldi and Castro put in. It's bar none to anybody out there. So to have that and then your defense behind you, you got all the trust in the world. You know, I mean, I couldn't be happier for Javier and Maldi and Hector and everybody. I mean, it was awesome.
It's awesome. You've done a lot of cool things in your career too, but to be a part of this, for you and all that you've done to get to this point, this has got to be special for you.
Yeah, especially to do it in New York. It's the best feeling in the world. It is.
Awesome. All right, we'll grab Maldi. Martin Maldonado, get over here. We've done this before. Congratulations.
He's the man.
He's the man. Let's start with what Javi was doing and what was working so well with 13 strikeouts.
Javi was impressive, man. That guy, doesn't matter the situation, he's always, calm. Hey, feel like he don't have no blood in his body. So he was throwing strike, attacking with the fastball, throwing the slider when he needs to, and that's the way he always, it's a big part of our team.
Got to that 115 pitch mark, and so we go to the bullpen, and we get to see Hector Neris and Ryan Presley, of course, come out. So what's on you in those 2 innings to get through it, to do this for your team?
Especially with Neris, after they calm him down, a couple missed pitches by the umpire, I went to the mound, said, hey, stay focused, make another big pitch. And Presley, got to see him come back after, a tough loss. That's a guy that always been there for us, even playoff game. That's a guy that we believe a lot, so just to saw him going back out there and shutting the door is amazing.
I know you've been a part of some really special games too. I was just talking to Presley about this, but this has got to be big for you and all the work that you put in behind the scenes and for your career.
It's great, especially after you got to the history, every time you're in history, I think that's huge, especially doing it in Yankees, even amazing. So,
congratulations, so fun to watch.
Thank you. Photo.
Oh, they gotta take a photo of the pitchers and catcher who were a part of the combined no-hitter happening at Yankee Stadium. The Astros get a big win today in this one. We will be back. Whataburger postgame is coming your way, but we will be back with more, so stay right there.
Over here.